Greetings, traveler.
All right. Well, I mean, in a coaching session, I think we're gonna get way more value out of Mage than anything, mainly because that's the relevant class for this meta. I don't think the others are too relevant. It's
Okay.
just strong in general, and Mage also has a lot of, like it has a pretty particular play style. So it's good to learn how to play as the defender, but also the attacker, depending on our draw and the cards we draft. So
All right.
let's pick some Mage, unless you're like really into Druid or Warrior. But
Oh, no. Mage will be
like,
fine.
sure. All right, so you can tell me every time which card you would like, and then I'll give you my feedback on that.
I think the Primordial Drake would be the pick here.
Yep, pretty sick card. Not to
Yeah,
give
it's
that much
just really, it's
explanation
just
on that.
really good. Um, I like the Bluegill, but I just think that Frostbolt is just too good.
Yeah, Frostbolt's really good. It's not really close with the Bluegill, or the Bluegill rather. It's just good. A lot of flexibility. Can go face as well.
I think I would go with a Crawler over the Mind Control because people still play like the 2/3 Pirate that, and then they'll also play like Dread Corsair. So I feel like this is just really good.
That Warrior just now, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm debating the MCT because the card is so fucking stupid. I think it's pretty close because 2 drops are nice. So we have Drake to deal with spread. So the reason why I'm considering MC Tech is that Mage actually doesn't deal with spread all that well right now. If you're focusing on single target removal mainly, like I do. But then again, 2 drops are good. I think we probably end up going with the tech. It's close. Yeah,
Mind Control.
yeah, it's just too dumb. It just the situations this card can save you from is ridiculous.
I like the Polymorph.
Yep, just super solid. Can't really have too many polymorphs.
I really like the Psychotron, but I mean, I know it's really early to say we want an elemental, and this gives us, a total of 3, but I think the Psychotron is probably just the better choice.
So you would say that the pick for you is between the Psychotron and the Igneous Elemental?
Yes.
I would say that the Igneous Elemental isn't relevant enough.
Okay.
There are enough elementals that are decent or good. Igneous is really a poor one.
Okay.
Paying 3 mana for a 2/3 is just not good enough. I think I'd probably pick the Rockbull Hunter here, actually. I think it's pretty early on. But as a mage, I think you really need to have enough 2s, 3s to make sure you don't get overrun. As I said, I'm not a
Okay.
huge fan of drafting too much AoE. And Psychotron's like kind of vulnerable to getting sapped or Spell Spined or whatever. So I think I just picked the 2-drop here.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Well, we only have 2 spells, so the 1-drop be. I think I like the damage.
The Flame Geyser. Yeah.
The Flame
me too.
Geyser.
Yeah, it's just flexible.
I think we always pick Bog Creeper when we see it, right?
Yeah, we like Bog. It's one of the few big cards I still like. Primordial Drake also.
I think I like the Ooze.
It's somewhat close in Mage because we really like stealth minions, so our opponent can't
Right.
interact with our board. I think I like the Ooze as well. And Venom Weapon is really huge.
Yeah, because Mirror Image is just like a more of a how not to lose instead of a win situation.
Yeah, certain situations it's okay, especially versus weapons. It's really nice.
This is just really good. I know the Giant Wasp is really good, but I think the Tiger is also really good.
That's true. Which one do you like more?
I mean, I almost always like picking it, but the stealth and poisonous is just like having the 1/2 taunt poisonous. It's like you really don't want to play anything because you know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the stealth, the wasp is probably the better pick.
I agree. Wasp is really strong right now. It's also what you want as a mage. It slows the game down. It's perfect.
Well, I don't have any 5 drops for this yet. I don't really know how good the queen is.
So Queen isn't really good. I mean, I picked her in
Okay.
Mage and she was reasonable, but we had a really bad curve.
Mhm.
In general, it's a really bad card.
Okay.
It's like
So would
Venture
you
Go without the insane stat buff.
would you go with the glyph then?
Absolutely, the glyph is actually really good. It gives you so much flexibility. It allows you to pay your mana up front, so you don't lose tempo as well. Gives you a choice of what you want. It's really nice.
Okay. I think Stormwatcher's probably just the better pick here.
Yeah, no great card here, but I like the Watcher more than the Horror.
I mean, probably the Kobold.
So why do you favor the Kobold over the Brewmaster?
Well, I was looking like maybe we could bounce if gets low, or maybe bounce a Mind Control Tech, even a Primordial Drake bounce. Yeah, it probably seems really good to have that.
So I think here we already have a key thing in your drafting decision making, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's you're looking a little bit too much at the text rather than the stat line. I had this yesterday as
Okay.
well in a coaching session. And there's a lot of things that are recurring, of course, because good players do a lot of the same things very well. One of those is be very critical of, or be very rather picky when you're picking minions based on their stats, not so much their effects. Now, obviously, there are exceptions like Foul Spine Slayers, 5 mana 3/4, but it kills a minion, of course, right? That's totally worth it. Spell
Mhm.
damage is not really worth a stat deficient usually, but we
Okay.
want the baseline to be as high as we can, and then any bonus is great. So when you're looking at minions, when you're drafting, try to be very picky to have a really high baseline and say, okay, at the very least, this is, a neutral 3/2, or as a 4 mana guy, this is a neutral 3/5, right? Or as a 5 mana guy, this is at least a 5/5, right? And then
Yes.
if it has a good effect on top of that, it's amazing. So that's why I'd go with the brew here.
I like the Tempest over the Booty Bay Bodyguard.
Yeah, let's go with the
That's it.
Tempest. It's an elemental. It gives you mage cards. Mage cards are good.
I like Sinjin here.
Yep. Sinjin became a lot better now that Hog Rider isn't everywhere.
I typically really like the Berserker, but Frostbolt, having 2 of them is just really good, I believe.
Yeah, it's just really flexible. We like another bolt.
I think I like the Infested.
So here, once again, I think it's just more of a stat thing, where
Mm-hmm.
Infested Tauren, you could say, hey, well, 2 and 3 plus 2 and 2, that's a 4/5 taunt. That's amazing. Only problem is that it's not, right? Because
Right.
it won't kill something with 4 health hitting it. So usually the Infested Tauren is just really slow. Also, if it gets Potion of Madness, it's really awkward. So I'm really not a big fan of this card. Whereas
Okay.
Egg Napper provides a lot of power early on. And if your opponent pings or hero powers with a rogue or druid to kill it, you still get your 1/1, so it's comparable to a Scarlet Crusader. I think it's like slightly worse Scarlet Crusader,
Mm-hmm.
which is still a really good card. So we're fine with that.
Okay. Probably the Illusionist.
This one's a little close. So if I look at this curve, right, we have Ooze, we have Tech, we have Wasp, we have Eggnapper. So we are not in the need of 3-drops. But recently I've just come to really not like, or dislike rather, bigger minions. But when you're looking at a deck, you really need to look at it and say, okay, what do you do? How do you win? Usually that involves being one of 3 archetypes: an aggro deck, a mid-range deck, or a control deck. So when I'm looking at this deck, I'm thinking, I have Frostbolts to defend myself early. I have a reasonable curve. I have a polymorph. I don't really have anything that makes me feel like this can be an aggro deck. I also don't have anything that makes me feel this is going to be a great mid-rangey deck. What I have is a great late game card in Primordial Drake and Bog Reaper. So I'm thinking I want to make this into a control deck, but I'm afraid of picking big minions. So if this Boulderfist Ogre was an Arcane Intellect, I'd pick it instead, because it's a lot less risky to play that. So with that being said, we are going to pick the Boulderfist Ogre, but just to give you a thorough look of my decision making, right, when I'm going over these archetypes, is look at this as kind of like the B control deck. Like the control deck archetype A would be a lot more Discover Greed. We will take big guys if we have to, because in the end they do a similar thing. They kill more than one card, but they bring about a lot more risk because they can be very susceptible to a tempo swing like a Sap or a Valspine or a Hex, right? So,
all right. Yes.
Okay. What do we want here?
We have a lot of 2-drops, but I also don't think we have... Do we have any elementals at all? We have 1. This is just really good. If we play an elemental the last turn.
Oh, Stomp and Robert, thanks so much for subbing. Yeah, the Tolvir is great if you have elementals, but right now it's just Flame Geyser, I think, and Storm Watcher, but that's kind of weird. So I'm considering Molten Reflection just because we have a lot of big guys, but it's really, inflexible. I think that's a great word to put it. So I think we're going for Golakka Crawler to just be really responsible, and then we can just really greed out on anything else we get, like portals, meteors, polymorphs, fireballs. We can pick all of that because we've worked on our early game right now.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the reasoning here.
I like the 2-drop, the elemental here.
I'm considering the Arcane Explosion. Between those two, definitely, not the spawn. So Volatile has the upside of you can ping it yourself, which makes it a 4-mana Frostbolt, which doesn't sound very good, but in certain situations it's pretty good. And it doubles as a 2-drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'd end up picking the Arcane Explosion because we have 4 2-drops right now, and there definitely are boards where people go a little bit more aggressive and where they spread. So close call. I think I'd go there.
You go with the Explosion though?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of pushing the Elemental archetype, but I've never been a fan of trying to synergy draft.
Okay. Well, the egg's usually good if I had a taunt to go with it, or any type of buff. But I really don't. The only way I could kill it myself is if I ping it, and that just seems 9 mana 5/5, or 10 mana 5/5 if I have to ping it myself.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Probably the Vaporize.
So there definitely is more value to Vaporize right now because of Arcanologist being a thing. But secrets in general have very low value to me because they offer so much counterplay for your opponent. I would just go with the Bouncer to pick our second 4-drop. Just a bit more boring. I told this yesterday as well. I think if you want to be a great drafter, you have to be boring at times. There are certainly moments where you can be a little bit innovative, but a lot of the times you just have to be like, well, I got to make sure I have enough 2s, I got to make sure I have enough 3s, I got to make sure I have enough 4s. I think it's a really recurring theme with good players. They always protect the downside. And if you have a good curve, you can't go like really poor. Like you'll always get like 3 or 4 minimum, and then based off that, you can get better.
Argent Squire is a really good pick, but I think I like the Flame Caller.
Yep, absolutely. Flame Caller is ridiculous.
Fireball.
Yeah, there's a mage card in this pack, and we're not talking about Ice Barrier.
I don't really know how the Stalker is good, but I mean, I could imagine that the 2 health, even though its stealth is not amazing, but I still like the Tempest.
Yeah, we definitely need to have a quick look at where our game plan is going, right? Since our last evaluation, we have gained a Fireball. So Fireball always opens up the aggressive route. I'm not saying that we have to go there, but Fireball is just really good. So Stalker plus Fireball is 14. Just like half their life total gone if that lines up. I think I like the Tempest as well. I don't think we have what it takes to be an aggressive deck. I just really hope that in our last couple packs we get something that's going to help out in Control War, because right now the deck doesn't look amazing for Control. I'd like to see Meteor. I'd like to see card draw. Just in general, those things. Tempest is reasonable though.
I really like another Primordial Drake.
Absolutely. I think that's what we want, right? This is a big guy, but he also does something the moment he comes down. So if he kills 2 guys and then gets assassinated, that's fair, right? We don't care. Well, we care a little bit, but yeah. Primordial Drake just gives us a reason to be a control deck. So that's good. Because there's nothing worse than being a control deck and then not having a win condition. So you're like, yeah, I controlled the board. What now? Oh, nothing. I die. Cool.
I mean, I really like the Servant.
I think the Shivering Tempests are elements, right? Can you have a look? I'm not entirely sure.
Shivering...
Oh, the 2, the Luthor.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that makes this pick a lot easier, right? Like a big Servant of Calanos.
1, 2, 3, 4... I think we have 5 elementals.
Where's the 5th? Geyser, 2 Tempests, and Stormwatcher.
Yeah, we went 4, so this will be the 5th.
Yeah. Oh, that would be number 5. Yeah. Yeah, I think Servant of Cal. It's just the best card, right? I think if you asked me to pick a 5 and a 4/5 over the other 2, I'd also do it. So this is just 5 and a 4/5 with upside.
I think the Hawk Rider.
Only card. Yep.
Yeah.
Couple easy packs. Yeah. This is a fun pick. Take your time, look at what we have, look at what we need. I'd like to hear your reasoning. All right.
I think we take the Serpent again. I think we have enough AoE with like the Arcane Explosion, the Frost Bolts we have a lot. Then we have 2 Primordial Drakes and a Flame Caller. I think this is a little overkill, but this, just discovering more elementals, it's like another draw card.
Yep.
And it is a 4/5 for 5.
I agree. This thing gives us a little bit more curve/value, which is what we need over AoE. Yep.
Okay. Oh, this is just Blaze Caller. Easy.
Probably, yeah. It's just that this deck now becomes a little bit susceptible to poor draws and just getting killed, whereas the 4-drop taunt would definitely fit the deck more for not dying. I think Blaze Caller is correct though, with 2 Servants of Kalimos. Yeah, it's just we're probably just gonna lose a game because of poor draws.
We got 2 packs left. So we have a lot of AoE. So Flame Strike is really good. Drawing of cards is also really good. But then also spot removal is really good. I think our only card draw are the Servants. So I think I would be more wanting to take the Arcane Intellect.
Okay, I think this is a good pack to learn from and to really look at your reasoning, because it's true that we don't really have card draw, but you also need to look at what purpose card draw serves in your deck. So card draw is usually relevant if your deck is lighter. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't like Arcane Intellect in a control deck. I'd be lying. But I don't like it when I already have my big guys. So I remember when we said earlier that we were missing out on the ideal archetype, which was generate your value through card draw and not big guys, because big guys are a lot more vulnerable. This is the part where we then have to say, well, I've gone for like the B list, the big guy control archetype. If I pick big guys and Arcane Intellect, I'm basically overdrafting on the same slot. So if you would assign slots to your deck, you could say, I need X amount of slots for early game, X amount of slots for removal, X amount of slots for value. Big guys and card draw both fit into that value slot. So we're already concerned about having poor draws because we might draw too many big guys. We have 2 Drakes, Stormwatcher Bog, Flamecaller, Bullerfist, 2 Servant of Canimos, right? These are all like more value cards. So I think the Arcane Intellect is just overkill and will decrease the amount of times you'll get a good draw. I think the safest pick is the Geyser, but as you said, it is a Flame Strike. So I'm quite. Let's run over like the 2s and have a look whether we really need this thing or whether we can get away with Flame Strike. We already have 2 bolts in the Geyser.
Will help with our elemental count.
Yeah.
Well, it is spot removal.
Yeah. With the 2 Frost bolts, I'm definitely okay picking a Flame Strike. Yeah. The Geyser won't do enough of that if we already have 2 Frost bolts. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The reason why it was considered is Flame Strike still is a 7-mana card. So, mulligans are going to become really nasty with this hand, like this deck. But luckily, Flame Strike can bring that back for us.
So, it's never Burglebot for me. I've never picked this card. I'll probably never pick it. With the Adapt and people using a lot of Divine Shields, I think I would really like having the Blood Knight, but the Arcane Missiles are really good. But I think...
So why are the Arcane Missiles really good?
Well, because we have a Fireball, we have a Blaze Caller. I mean, it's just a lot of damage.
True, but on average, I think this thing rarely does, better than deal 5. Like if I would have 7 mana deal 5 to something, I think I'd usually be happier to have that than having to YOLO Missiles. I think Missiles in general are just like a bad card, like too much RNG, not reliable. And Blood Knight gives us a little bit of extra early game, and like you said, could give us a huge swing with the Divine Shield. So I like the Blood Knight as well. I think we've already done some good work in the draft. I think people often underestimate how much work and thought process goes into a draft.
Oh yes,
good one.
Let the games begin.
All right, man. You can tell me your time, what your mulligan is, what your play is.
I think we keep the Wasp only.
Yep, I agree. It's all about just finding something for the early game. It's all about not being too picky. Just anything that could get us past the mid game is great.
Job done.
Yep, not much to do here. That's why Glyph is also a pretty good pickup. It's like, if you Arcane Intellect on turn 3, you have 0 tempo, right? But if you Glyph on 2, you already, you get like a Flame Strike for 5 later on, for instance. So that's, gets your tempo back in double.
So you would Glyph here?
I would Glyph here, absolutely.
I know there's a few good that they have, like a few good spells that they have. So it'd be nice to have those, but I think I like the Spellbender. Protect our...
Yeah, there's a couple things here, right? The problem with Spellbender is that Swipe still catches our board. The upside of Spellbender is if they have Mark of Yasharaj, or... No, Mark of Nature is gone, right? So, or Nature, like, they got the +2/+2 is still there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the bender's fine. I guess the upside is there. Yep, close call. MLP Nix, thanks so much for the 8 months in a row. My one and only sub for 8 months. Keep it up. Much appreciated, man. Good to see you. Druidust, yeah, like I said, they have Yasharaj and they have the Mark of Nature, I guess. Coin hero power, do it, baby.
Yeah.
Gotta save that guy from the ping.
I think my instinct would say to Frostbolt to 2/3, so it can't get any bigger. That would be, and I mean, to save our mana, we could play the Spellbender, but I don't see why we would right now.
Oh, this is a tough turn because he went pretty aggressive. The problem with the Bolt is that you reduce your flexibility by a ton. I think this is a very counterintuitive play, but I think it's just Sewer Ooze and Pass because it opens up Frostbolt and Brewmaster next turn. And then we have Wasp for his turn 5. Whereas if you go Frostbolt now, it gets a little messy with the mana. So I think purely for the mana, I'd sacrifice the Ooze. Because the Wasp does so much better later on.
Yes, I agree. I wasn't even thinking about playing the Wasp right now,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, it's a tough
It could just kill too much good things.
If you play the Brewmaster, not only do you make your curve more awkward, but you also allow him to like cast a spell and an anomaly free kills or so.
I think I would play. Oh,
Perhaps.
hero power. I think I would play the pirate or
So
the crawler.
I think we're always frostbolting the beast, right?
Yes,
Alright.
that's what I was.
Let's get that
that
out
way
of the way.
It makes him. So we're gonna. All right.
So my only reasoning here is so we are the defender right now, right? Which means he has no problem with the status quo because he can just hit us in the face. We don't like the status quo. Whereas if you play a 2/3, nothing happens. He just jams face, plays something. If you play a 3/2, he might trade, and then we get to ping it off next turn with the Wasp. So I think that's why I'd go with the Brewmaster.
You go with Brewmaster.
Yeah, usually a good rule is when you're under pressure, develop damage more than health, because health is better when you're ahead, because it's harder to deal with. But it also gives you less resources to clean up his board. Whereas if you have extra damage, you have more chance to clean up his board, which as the defender is your priority. Man, this guy is going! That's fine.
He
Though.
is having a lot of spells.
This is okay though, like he's putting a lot of, like he just spent his entire turn 4 to deal with the 2-drop. It feels a lot worse than it actually is.
I always think we want to play the Tempest right now, but I don't know if I want to play the Wasp just yet.
So what's the reasoning for not wanting to play the Wasp?
No. I feel like he's just going to have more spells.
Well, it's stealth,
Get rid
right?
of
So is it
Yeah.
Starfall particular where you're afraid of? Or?
Maybe, but they probably don't really draft that as much, do they?
I mean, you don't skip it if you see it, but I mean, if he's going to Starfall to kill a Wasp, then sure. I mean, that just means that he gets the punches for 2 and we'll keep playing stuff. So I think it is Wasp and Tempest here. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
How are we planning on breaking the meta? Not with Mage. Mage is the meta currently. I think Shaman and Paladin are good for breaking the meta. It's that's what I'm going to be looking for. But when I'm coaching, I don't really want to experiment too much. It's much easier to teach what you know, right?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is a good match to get into that feel, to get into the flow of what it is to be, you know, to have a position in the game. And our position is definitely the defender. We're just trying to hang on. This is great. He took a turn to completely hit the brakes. That's great for us.
I actually really like reflecting the wasp and having more of them, but it's probably like a better choice to do it like on a bog creeper or even a primordial drake.
Yeah, this is a tough decision because you do want to molten one of your big guys, but having another wasp on the board makes it more awkward for him. You could also have the debate, would I like to get the bender down here so I can play around him using a removal, but it's druid, which means we'd just be playing around naturalize. I think you're right when you feel like you have to molten this wasp. I would molten the wasp. Yep. And then I think we're forced to trade and play the crawler.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing the crawler because if he's not playing a big guy, which he shouldn't because we have wasp, he might spread, and then the crawler helps you deal with the spread. Say he plays gastropod, right? You can take it out because
Right.
otherwise gastropod would deal with your box, so you'd be forced to put the wasp into the gastropod, which isn't good for us. Yeah, so he's completely flipped the tempo of the game, right? Because he skipped an entire turn just to draw cards. So this
Right.
means that we might now become the attacker, depending on how he plays. If he starts to play extremely greedy, we might have to start pushing a little bit of face damage here and there. Sure.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
So I don't think I want to unstealth the wasp. I mean, 5/6, so he can't kill it on board unless he gets a little lucky, and then if he if he doesn't, then he can kill.
So my thinking right now is that 1-on-1 is going to probably either hit the wasp or the bog, which is gonna suck.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. So what I'm thinking is we actually start playing really greedy here and go for a Drake next turn. So I would actually develop the Spellbender, put the wasp into the taunt, push two face with the crab, and then ping the 1/1.
Right. So you want to kill?
Yeah, wasp into there, two face, and then ping the 1/1. I guess we might play the Rockpool Hunter first, and we'll see where he hits. Yeah, I think we still play the Hunter. It's unfortunate it hit there. That's cool. The thing is, he might. I guess he trades. That's fine. I really didn't want the 5 damage to go into our bog and kill it, seeing as we needed to play a little bit greedier. I think playing the rock pool probably first is fine, but he trades the 5 anyway, so I don't think it matters. That's basically it. The 5's gonna trade anyway, so okay, deal.
So you would just Drake and then swing face?
Yeah, that's looking like a good play. I like Drake and swing face. And now the swipe is a little bit funny. Because we mentioned this, right? Now he'll swipe the bender, still kill our guys. At least he won't be able to kill the Drake.
Yes.
It's probably still better than Mana Bind, keeps our guy up. Yeah, it's difficult game because he started out strong and then
Yes, he
took a
did.
turn to draw, and we didn't really have a great way to pressure him. I think we did a good job not just jamming Bog into that turn, because I think we just give up one of our key value minions in a position where we weren't really under any pressure because he stopped to draw. Even in the event of swipe, we still have Primordial Drake to get through the Gastropod.
Time waits for no one.
This card is just so good.
Yeah, Gastropod, it's amazing. Gastropod is like the definition of super high upside, low downside card. It's just only bad with like Potion of Madness, but the rest is just always good.
So what I'm thinking is I would trade one of the 2/1s, and then I would probably just pinging this means that he would be able to trade the Murlocs into this, and then he would be able to go 5 base. But if I don't ping this, then he has to trade this in.
So let's do the things that happen, right? We're gonna trade the Crawler into the Gastropod,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I do think we ping the Threshodon. I think that just lowers his damage by quite a bit, right? I think the question is, are we playing Bog Reaper or not? Because he can kind of kill it. I think we are. I think Bog Reaper makes sense. Yeah. And then I think we just push face. So it's a tough turn. But I feel like with this hand, we're gonna not have enough mana to play everything because we already have another expensive card in our hand as a Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And this means that if he kills the Bog, he probably can't kill the Drake. It also means that we have a lot more time to set up Elemental Synergy with the Servant of Kalimos.
We haven't drawn any of them. Well, we drew one. We did draw the one. Shimmering Temperist.
I didn't want to play the Drake last turn because it didn't kill the 5/3. It could be living as a 5/1 and we'd be giving up all our AoE. Also, turn 10 you can Drake ping, which is pretty sick.
Yes.
Why not trade into the Serpent and then play Drake to kill the Murlocs? I don't think it was worth it because you damage your own Drake as well, right? It's the first time I've seen it in action.
Oh my god, Blood Knight. Please.
Time waits for no
At least a lot of them are gonna lose eventually. Dunk. Dunk.
Alright, so I feel like we don't have to drink now. I think I like the trade here.
Trade where?
2/1 into the Spell Shifter, and then playing the Twilight Flamecaller.
So what would our board look like at the end of this?
Well, it would be a 5/3 against a 4/3 taunt and 2/2.
So you'd probably trade off your Drake, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I think here you look at this, and that seems like a great play because you can quote-unquote save your Drake. But I'm looking at developing a 2/2 instead of a 4/8 taunt, and I don't like that.
Okay.
So I think we ping the shield off, trade the 2/1 into the Shell Shifter, and then just play Drake. And I think we hit him in the face for 4.
Play the Drake and
Yeah.
swing for 4.
Yeah. So this seems like it is a waste of your Drake when Flamecaller could have done the effect. But what this allows you to do is it allows you to spend your mana properly, develop a threat, and you can actually start pressuring him a little bit. Because right now it doesn't feel like we're winning the super long game. And if you Flamecaller here and he doesn't play really hard into a second Drake, then you've kind of lost because there's no good play available. Whereas now if he plays a fatty, at least you're pushing damage and you can spread.
Okay.
It's not a, it's not an easy reasoning, because we are overkilling, right? We are using a Drake instead of a Flame Caller, and Flame Caller would have done roughly the same thing. But I'm trying to find a way to win, and Blaze Caller could give us some reach with Kalimos, Fireball could give us some reach, Frostbolt Geyser could give us some reach. So I'm transitioning from a very value-oriented play into a more aggressive play, because I see our opponent is getting tons and tons of value. Oh, that might be a good Spellbender. Nice. I'll take that. Nice. Spellbender doing things.
So I think I like the 2/4 into the 3/3. Ping the 2/2. Then Flame Caller. That's what I would do.
Flame Caller and ping the 2/1, I agree. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
Then would you develop the Servant of Kalimos or not?
Just to having without the.
Yeah, basically what I'm asking is, would you like to
Okay.
hold it for value or would you play it for tempo?
I think we need to play it for tempo because he's running out of cards.
Same here. I would kill his 5 and 2 though, rather than killing the free kill. I want to protect his
the
trade.
2/4.
Yeah, I would just take that trade and then push 4 and play the Kalimos. This way, you know, if he gets swipe, it's not a super disaster. If he gets +3 damage, he's not breaking through the Drake. We're still developing lethal this way, so there's basically I'm just going over a bunch of things in my head, a checklist, right? And enough happens here. I'm about to say that's not gonna work the way you want it to work, buddy. Like they're all pretty understated.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Alright.
So it's game.
Looks like it. Let's see. Pulls out a naturalize here. And what happened here was, this actually was a beautiful game to analyze, because there was, yeah, we just killed him. There's a lot of back and forth in this game where we need to play different depending on how he plays. And by us going aggressive, right, we now opened up an opportunity to win outside of just trying to outcard him. Do I draft the third Call of the Wild over Primordial Drake? Yes. I'll need to look at your deck, right? It depends. If you have like a really heavy control deck, you'd probably want the Drake, but...
I think we just keep the glyph. It's kind of like what it was last hand. We got to get rid of both of these.
Yeah, the thing is, we'd rather have a minion, but Glyph is super nice. I'm inclined to agree. I'd keep the Glyph.
Okay.
I used to keep Unstable Portal all the time. Really like that. Sure.
Job's done.
No one drop.
Yep, just Glyph it up.
I think I like another glyph.
Yep, but I wouldn't play it, seeing as we've already paid for it. It's now just on demand for 0. But yeah, we'll just take another Glyph and use it whenever we need to. And we'll just pass. I think a common mistake here would be to Glyph again. But let's say now you hit Polymorph or Flame Strike. You're not really sure which one you need. Whereas later on, if he's got a full board, you're like, oh, no, of course it's Flame Strike. Or when he has, you know, a big guy after we've used first Polymorph, you're like, oh, of course it's Polymorph. So,
I think I would play the Egg Napper here.
absolutely, that's why he's good here. Thank you, Popopira. It was a fun game. It was a fun game.
You wouldn't play the glyph.
Nah,
we
nah.
just.
I would play it whenever it feels. I would play the Glyph whenever it feels like our play doesn't quite match up with his when we need a little bit of extra coil. Sure.
Yes. So I feel like we trade the Raptor to the 3/2 ping and then play the crawler.
Yep, pretty straightforward. I'll take that. It's the advantage of being a mage. Your 1 damage guys kill 2 health guys.
Yes.
It's pronounced Popo Pirat. Okay, sure, got it.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
So I think I would trade here, play the ooze, and then
Interesting.
I really
Let's
don't
get that
want-
out of the way. Trade and play ooze. I agree. That's always happening. Now let's look at the reasonable. Basically, you're considering whether you should ping his guy or play the Murloc, right?
Yes, I really don't want him to like Hellfire. So because then all of ours and his would live, he would just swing face and he'd still have a 2/1 on board, and so that's why I'm inclined to ping his guy.
I would play it just because a Hellfire on turn 5 for me is okay. We're
Okay.
just trying to get to the late game. So if he wants to spend his turn 5 dealing with our board, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a very specific thing. If we were playing an aggressive list, of course you wouldn't want to run into a Hellfire. But
Right.
as a defensive list, you're like, sure, AoE me, I don't care.
So I feel like we want to play the elemental on turn 7.
I think it's a good moment for Glyph. I think we can start with that.
Start with
Because
Glyph.
polymorph on this thing isn't too sexy. But basically, I want to see whether we can afford it or not. Oh man, we are not getting very lucky with these discovers. Holy shit.
I don't know that they target a lot. I mean, I would really like for them to, if they had a Siphon Soul or a Blast Crystal, to do it on Spellbender. That sounds pretty nice. But I think I like the Mirror Entity as well.
I think because we want to play big guys, I'd go with the Bender for the Blast Crystal. Yep. And then I think we have to polymorph his 6 and 6, kill the sheep with the 4/3, kill the 2/2 with the 2/3, and develop the Bender.
Alright, so
Yep, just boop Bender.
Bender.
So yeah, whenever the rope hits, I'm basically taking over, so we get our turn out of the way, and then we just go over it. So not an easy call, and a little bit unlucky with the quality of the glyphs so far. But the Spellbender does allow us to go Stormwatcher. No, not, yeah. That's fine. The Mirror Entity would have been okay, but not great. This is good. He's testing for Mana Bind and Counterspell, and he's like, oh nice, none of those. I'm good to kill whatever he plays.
So I think we can clear board and put a dude on, so I feel like I would want to ping here, play Arcane Explosion, trade, and then play Brewmaster.
I don't mind that, but my question is, we have Drake next turn. Don't we kind of want to use that for AoE?
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is, he probably thinks he can get away using Blast Crystal here, or Siphon. So I would just play Stormwatcher and go face, and I would let him trade. Waste his turn with Blast Crystalling. He probably free kills the 2-1 with his 3/3, and then we hit him with the Drake.
All right.
That sounds weird,
Yeah, that
but
makes more sense. It makes more sense because now we have, a 4, technically an 8/8 or it's a 4/8 instead of having a 3/2 on board, and that's it. So
if we didn't have the Bender, I wouldn't like this, by the way. But I like the fact we can play around that. Sure.
So it'd probably just be Primordial Drake.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, right? Because we already damage our Drake by a ton because he's just going to chuck in the 5/1.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking if there's ever a world where we go for the Arcane Explosion next turn, finish it off with the Drake. Because I'm thinking if we get to brew this Drake on turn 10 and play it again, that's pretty cool.
So it'd be like Arcane Explosion.
Interesting.
Ping.
I don't think we can afford it. I think the Drake has to be the play because we also have Bog. I think we're going to get we're going to get clogged with our mana. I think we're just going to have to take this one and say, all right, I'm going to play a 4/3 instead of a 4/8 because the 5 is going to kill it. It also means that our life total stays nice and high, so that gives us some more flexibility later to make greedy plays. Cool. I think the previous turn worked out a lot worse than we had hoped for, but it still worked out, right? We still got to Drake. We still got some work done.
You got rid of some decent cards we had as well, so. Alright. So, I think I really like going face, brewing this back. And then, well.
Interesting.
And then,
playing our Bog Creeper.
Yep. I think that's the only line here. I agree.
Drink with me, friend.
He feels pretty annoyed now that he ramped that Doom Guard in. That's good. And this is why I was a little bit annoyed with having to polymorph that 6 and 6. I'd really hoped that our glyph gave us a decent alternative. No. But this is good. We got good value out of this Brewmaster, which is great. And then we're hoping that, we get a Servant of Kalimos, so we can get this Flame Geyser to proc it. Nope.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
So
this is why Spellbinder
beautiful.
is so nasty, right? Because he technically tested for it with that coin, right? He tested for counter and mana bind. People rarely remember that Spellbinder's in there as well. He's like, well, that's bad.
That was such a value spell. Such value.
Pretty good.
I think we go face with the Bog, and then I think we trade the 3/2 ping.
Interesting.
And then probably play the Hog Rider.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, that Siphon Soul put us in a much better position. It's nice. Him having to trade turns with us. This is where it really feels like the board's getting flipped. We'll practice Meteor positioning. Let's not put the big dude in the middle. It's almost never good.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter versus Warlock, right? But it's good to get that out. Like, it's almost never correct to put. Like, basically, it's correct to put your big dude in the middle versus Betrayal if your big dude would have died versus a small dude, right? Okay.
Right.
That's fine.
So we have 6, 9, 14, 16. I think we can do what, 16 damage right now?
I think we
If I
have
count-
more, right?
17.
If we geyser or if we arcane explosion ping the bomb squad, you can just go face with the rest,
Right.
right?
You can go face and then. Okay, so let's.
So, yeah, arcane explosion ping the bomb squad,
Maybe I miscounted.
and just you'll see. There we go. Dunk.
Alright.
Good bomb squad. To be honest, the Spellbender, like, once again, a little bit more of a self-fulfilling prophecy where if we hadn't hit so poor with the glyph, we probably wouldn't have needed that Spellbender swing, but yeah, we'll take it. That definitely worked out well.
I'm kind of wanting to keep the Blood Knight and the Geyser and throw the other two back.
We're definitely throwing a Drake. I'm just thinking if there's a world where his bouncer stays, because when it comes to turn 4, we don't really have anything either. Yeah, I think we just have so many big guys that I just keep 2, 3, 4 here. I think it's good enough.
Okay.
Yep. Flame Strike's a reasonable pickup versus Shaman. Don't mind it.
No one drop.
Yep, not much to do here. I like this thing. I think it's good.
Oh, you like it?
I think it's funny. I've had it work for me for sure.
I mean, is there a place where you ever just coin Blood Knighted out?
I think this is where it gets a little
Just-
dangerous.
Just
If we coin Blood Knight and he has a way of dealing with it, we're pretty much out of the game. So I think I would just take it slow here and just hero power is 1-1 and pass. It's kind of slow. I think this is
So,
like this
the
and
greedy
Manatide.
thing that
is
I
pretty
probably
good.
would have done without even thinking, I probably would have just coined Blood Knighted. That's just.
I don't think
No,
that's terrible, right? Because that's your natural instinct. Why would you ping a 1-1 if you get rid of the thing that's making the 1-1s?
Mm-hmm.
But it also means that you waste your coin, and right now we might have like a turn 6 coin Flame Strike, and this totem will die anyway. So because of Flame Strike in the hand, I'm not too worried. I'm not too like, oh my god, this gotta die. I think preserving coin there makes more sense.
I mean, so would you just do the same thing? He has really not a lot of pressure.
I just play the Blood Knight now and just say, I've saved my coin, and now if you deal with this, I can just play a 4-mana minion, and all is fine.
To the Sindora.
Okay.
Do you feel Crip was on point with his criticism of Meteor? That depends. What was his criticism? I assume that he thought it was a really good card, which I share the opinion. I don't think there's anyone in the arena circuit looks like, this Meteor thing, I don't know, man, it's not that good. I think most people agree that Meteor is quite good. And I'm really enjoying the meta, yeah. I think it's really fun.
Well. Could Arcane Explosion ping here and get rid of the 0-2, and then he would just have a spell power totem.
Yep, I agree. That looks like a good play. Good old Arcane Explosion. I think this is also part about just being a good control player, is identifying the board states where your opponent can't do enough for you to lose your cool. So that totem there, that totem looks really menacing, and if your hand looks different, it is. But the Flame Strike really just put me at ease and said, nah, at worst we're going to take some damage and coin Flame Strike and back on the board.
So my first thought is we have Geyser. We can probably trade Geyser, and then either
Interesting.
Tempest or Glyph. Or we could coin out the 4/4 before the trades and get an extra attack on it.
I like the 4/4 before the trade and then coin Geyser. My first, we no longer require coin Flame Strike. The board has been flipped, so it's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the bouncer coin Geyser. So there's definitely also a play where we don't kill the 5/5, right? And we kill the totem and play the Shimmering Tempest. But that loses quite hard to kill 4/4 and then play Hot Spring Guardian. So I think this is better. Shamans have quite some ways to heal their minions now. Tidal Surge is fine. Anything that goes like back and forth for our deck is fine. It just means we're getting a step later to the late game. Or step closer to the late game, rather.
Well, we get some value out of our Hog Rider if we did that. But or we could either just do this engine, ping the 0/1, or
I like Sinjin and Tempest actually, and then next turn we can pick up, because the charge isn't going anywhere, right? Unless he Flame Tongues and gets rid of his totem. So I like Sinjin and Tempest, because Tempest sets up a kill on the totem, but before we do that we can like play the Hog Rider, and then it gets charged.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything
See,
crazy
that's where
about
I keep
that.
saying like I want to get rid of his board, so it's like, oh, I want to just want to ping this instead of
I think that's
developing a 2/1.
a common mistake here, and this is good, right? Like once again, the reason why I really like coaching on stream is because it gets recorded, which is so much more value to you rather than just taking notes, because you can actually just see what happened. A common mistake people make is they just need to remove everything rather than just say, okay, you've played your stuff, I can also just play my stuff. I don't have to remove your stuff.
So I really like polymorphing the 8/8. Then probably just pinging it. Trades here, then just swing face. And then we could also probably play the elemental for Blade Caller next turn. Yeah, and that uses all the mana if we did it that way.
Yes to polymorph the 8/8. Yes to play the flame. Yeah, I think the ping is fine. I was trying to figure out whether we wanted to squeeze the glyph in and trade rather, but I think pinging it and double trading the totems makes more sense. Yep.
Over here, right? Make it better.
I'd play the flame, yeah, and then just ping the 1/1 double trades, positioning not too relevant. The reason we're double trading is...
Now, would you trade here?
I would
or
trade,
just
yeah.
the face?
I would trade.
Okay.
It's a spell power totem. Shamans do nasty things with spell power totems. You like Blaze and trade this engine? Polymorph was basically made to deal with 8/8, so let's let Polymorph do what it was made for, and let's let Blaze Color do what it was made for.
That's so beautiful. So I'd play Blade Caller here, trade here, go face.
Yes to Blaze Collar the 6/5, absolutely. And then we can talk whether we would like to play our Mind Control tech by sacrificing the Tempest.
If we want to what?
Mind Control tech. It's a consideration, right?
Oh, so we would want to trade in the Tempest.
Considering it. I think because it's 2 damage, we'd rather free kill it with the flame and push face. But yeah, it's a little risky. I think we take the risk. I think we can bounce back if it goes wrong.
So we're taking the risk?
Yeah, taking a small risk here. Because trading off your 2-on-1 means you'll just have a much weaker board with whatever he has. Not off the top, not like this. Volcano? Pew 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 pew. 10, 15, alright. Nope. Man, this thing's so good. Sure. Oh, you have a lightning bolt? No. Sure.
Hmm. Well, my thing is I would trade here, play the Boulder Fist and Counterspell.
I don't hate that, but I think we're okay using Frostbolt and Ping to kill it, and then push 6 face and play Spiked Hog Rider. It's just a slightly more aggressive iteration on your play. Yeah, I like it more. The reason being that your 6-1 still needs something to die, right? He still needs something to kill it. If you you basically consider it like this: we've now fireballed his face, but he now needs something to deal with his fireball. If he doesn't, it just fireballs his face again. Whereas if we trade, then yeah, so now we force that Maelstrom out of his hand, which he's okay with playing, of course, right? But we've also dealt 6 face. I think that's why I'm okay with it.
So, how much more damage? So we still have a Fireball and a Frostbolt to go. Do you ever just Flame Strike here, go face, and then also play a 3-1?
I think I play the Glyph. I don't really like any of my options here, so it's usually my go-to if I don't like the current position.
Another Flame Strike doesn't seem bad.
Which would go off at the cost of 5, which means we'd still be able to play a 3. Yeah, I think picking Flame Strike now is correct. Yep. And then we can play the 5 mana Flame Strike, play the Egg Napper, and push 5.
You like that?
Yep. Not exactly the premium play, but we'll take it.
So would you play the Egg Napper? Over
I would play the Egg Napper, yeah. I would hold the counterspell for when the Ogre comes out.
Okay.
Allows us to be aggressive. Nice. Yeah, I think our Chuck became a lot better. Fortunately, it didn't really do much for us the last run.
I really hate this. I just don't like that card at all. So I feel like if he had a way to kill this, he would have last turn. So my thing is I would like to Flame Strike, ping this, go 5, and then either I would play Counterspell now. That way if he top decks a way to kill this, he can't.
So Flame Strike and Ping is 9 mana, right? So Counterspell won't be available.
That.
Yeah. I think here you're okay if he wants, because Burglebot doesn't go off unless it survives, right? So I would just play the Ogre and the Counterspell, and then just push phase.
Just play the Ogre, Counterspell, push face.
Yeah, that leaves him with fairly little counterplay.
Okay.
And face is good because he's under a lot of pressure. Opens up Frostbolt lethal post trade. Means that if the Ogre gets to connect once, we can probably finish it off with pings. Phase damage is very valuable and people usually underrate it. Especially when your deck has a little bit of burn in it. Just, pushing a face here, like basically a trait that's not incredibly necessary, hurts your win rate quite a bit. But people don't realize that, right? Because it's never super apparent. And when you lose, you're like, I just lost that. He had better cards. But you ask yourself, wait, would I have won if he had 10 less health? I was like, yeah. Did I miss 10 damage along the way? You may have, right?
Right.
That may have been a test.
Evolve or devolve?
That was evolve.
So probably just Flame Strike, face, ping his face.
Definitely face. Definitely face. I think it's just bog and ping the 1/1. I think even if he has Bloodlust, we're okay with that then.
Okay.
I don't think we need to Flame Strike here. I don't really know what he could do that makes us want to keep Flame Strike, but I think it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that once you're a decent player, you go like, oh, this is obviously the play, this is obviously the play. But if you question everything, then you'd be surprised at how many times you go like, well, maybe it's not the play.
I think I'd want to keep it all.
Definitely okay with keeping the Crab and the Blood Knight. The Frostbolt, I'm just considering. It's useful. It deals with Vicious Fledgling. Sure, I think I'm okay
Deals
keeping.
with Mana Worm. So much it does, because I feel like if they play Mana Worm, they just have every spell to deal with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try not the Frostbolt and Mana Worm, but yeah, we'll see.
True. So you would throw away the Frostbolt back?
No, I'd keep it. I'd keep it for Vicious Fledgling. That's
Okay.
my Mana Worm. That thing gets to connect once, it's kind of over. So.
Job done.
Playing the Crab.
Playing the Crab.
Yep, yep.
So, do you like the trade here and then playing the Blood Knight?
Yeah, I think we'll probably need to pick that up next turn with Arcane Explosion or so. Hopefully it works out.
Glory to the Sindora.
The name of the
Trade
decklist
here.
program is Hearthstone Deck Tracker.
That worked out in our favor. So I would Arcane, ping this, swing face.
Yep. Not really many options here. So he got reasonable value out of his Adapt, but it cost him a lot of tempo. He coined it and then
Empires.
he's bad man.
So, again, my original seed is I would ping this, play the Tempest, and I would just leave it at that. Because then we have this, he'll probably won't trade. That's just my thinking. He'll probably ping the Tempest and then just swing 3. And then we could play the Hog Rider and
I'm thinking whether we just Hog Rider now and take it down.
so go
So
here.
I think it's either that or ping and Frostbolt. If we ping and Frostbolt, then it's on 2 health. No, I think trade and Hog Rider makes more sense. Hog Rider's not always gonna have charge, so it's not a very fun trade, but I think you need to take it. If he doesn't have like Geyser, this might take down another minion. If he tries to play small minions, that's okay though. It's his turn.
Tempest, ping the 2/1.
Yep. Frostbolt not favorite card in the mirror. Fortunately we drew the second one. I think the keep for the Fledgling was alright though. Yes, Hog Rider keeps its charge when the taunt dies. It's a battle cry effect, so it goes off. And then after that, it's no longer linked to the taunt. If it were an aura effect, it'd be different, I suppose. It casts charge as long as the opponent has a taunt when you do it.
I actually just like playing the.
Yeah, good draw. Let's do that. Now let's get a Servant of Kalimos after. That'd be nice.
Lightning strikes twice.
I'm afraid of counterspell, so I really don't want to use a polymorph or a fireball first. I guess to check it, we would want to swing one time to see if it could be either vaporize or ice barrier.
This is a little bit of a weird situation. Because ideally you'd like to play Ogre, but it's very weird. I think we'd probably just use our 4 power minion and the ping to kill his guy and then go face. That way if it's vaporize, it hurts a lot less.
So you would.
And then if a phase secret triggers, we'll play the Ogre. If not, we'll probably just play Potion of Polymorph. Yeah, I think we just play the Potion to check for counterspell.
Or mana bind.
Okay, so we know he has that. Sure. And we just pass. So now I have to be a little careful with our Ogre.
Right.
Would have been nice to just slam the Ogre there, but I don't think I was willing to lose to a Mirror Entity. Okay, so that's a 0 mana. That's definitely the Potion of Polymorph. Good information for him. Yeah, I think Stormwatcher in control matches is actually quite good. Force the fireball.
So he, out of cards, well, he only has 4 for now. I would play the MC Tech to call that, and then I would play the Ogre.
Yep, I agree. Let's just play those.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
When I first saw the sheep and it said it was a beast, I laughed so hard. I was like, how is this a beast?
Well,
When it first came out, I was like, how is it that a sheep is a beast?
animal, I suppose. Take it.
I really like polymorphing this.
Yep, this is what Polymorph was printed for.
Yeah. Pinging this, and then also playing the...
Yep, and then we hit him in the face. Because we have 12 points of damage in our hand.
I'm going to leave up the golden sheep because it looks better.
Generous.
It's like when people play pirates and they play like N'Zoth verse, how they always kill patches instead of the N'Zoth.
Ready, sir.
I noticed that, like, if you have the choose one, people usually kill patches over the N'Zoth, where to me it's like, why don't you just leave up my legendary, man?
Motherfucker. Alright, what do you want to do here?
Well, I feel like he's going wide so that, because it feels like he needs to, I would Frostbolt ping the 4/4. And then swing face, then also play
So-
4/5.
If you saw yesterday, I'll ask, like, what's the first thing you should do at the start of your turn?
I wasn't watching very much.
Oh, no worries. The first thing I do is always a quick damage check. Like, how much do I have available? So in this
Okay.
case, we'll have 18 damage, and he's on 17. So
Oh, wow.
just
Yeah,
throw
see?
it all face.
Lethal.
I don't blame you. Mage is stupid. This is not possible. He thinks he's getting BM to the max here. Poor guy. But it's I don't blame you. I don't think this should be possible. I think this is a fundamental design flaw. Like this should not be possible. It's just stupid. It's just like, hey, here's my amazingly flexible removal, right? What I do at the start of my turn is I always quickly check. Epiphany, for instance, who is also a very good player, doesn't. He does that somewhere in the middle of his turn. But you should have a damage check before you start executing, right? Whether you first take stock of the board, take stock of your hand, take stock of your damage, right? Whatever you do, before you start executing, you should have checked everything. So that you're not... So that basically means that by design, you're not capable of missing lethal unless, you know, you're distracted or it's some really, really intricate lethal. All right.
So I'd just throw the ogre away.
Yeah, well, looks like a good start. Keep 2-3. Definitely feels like BM poor opponent. I know. You're just sitting there, really, really roping, motherfucker. All right.
I wasn't trying to BM either. I wasn't even paying attention.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I mean, that's what the coaching's for, right? So make sure we. I feel like it sticks a lot better if.
I just ping and pass.
Yep. Yeah, we just ping and pass. I could also just tell you at the start, right? It's like, yeah, let's just kill him, right? And then maybe you don't even realize you would have missed it, right? So it's good to highlight that so that you have this realization of, oh, I really should have a schedule of how I approach my turn.
So he has the coin, so he could coin a 4-drop, which he probably won't if we had the Wasp out, but I don't see a reason to play it right now either.
It's a bit weird. If Brewmaster wasn't a Brewmaster, I think it's a very easy Wasp. I think it is still Wasp, and we'll try to figure it out next turn, because if he spreads, we get Geyser and stuff, so it's fine. Yep. Are you doing another run after this one? Probably not, Glutes. It depends a little bit on how long this one goes. I've been live for 6.5 hours right now. So if this one goes really wide, or really long rather, then probably not.
He guessed correctly.
I hate this card, man. No one's ever guessed wrong against me. I'm just never lucky, baby rage. Pretty sure that's how it works.
No. I think I would like to do the Geyser, ping it, and just kind of pass turn after that.
That's what my instinct said as well, my instinct for this turn, but then I started realizing, like, you know, I could just play the Egg Napper. And that's probably more tempo. There's no way we're getting...
the Egg Napper.
The thing is, there's no way we're getting the Elemental out, right? For the Servant of Kalimos. So I'm thinking we need to weave that in maybe next turn, and then we like Servant on 6. We'll see, or maybe even Servant on 8 after Stormwatcher. So I think the Egg Napper pass makes more sense. There's no Potion of Madness he can do here. So yeah, this feels better. Which is why it's good to quickly go over your turn and see.
I haven't played a lot of Priest either in drafts because I'm not a Potion of Madness type of person, so...
It's basically the sole reason why I despise Priest right now. Oh, you're trying to have fun? Let me prevent that.
So I really don't want to get rid of the 2/2 for any of these. So I would... I think I would still Geyser ping this, swing face, and then play the Elemental for this next turn.
Interesting.
So I'm thinking we just go with the Bouncer and then use the Egg Napper onto the 3/3. Like, sorry, the Backroom Bouncer, not the Brewmaster.
Okay.
That saves us the flexible removal of the Geyser. It develops our board state quite a bit because the Egg Napper spawns the 1/1s as well.
So you would go here?
Oh, no. Play the Bouncer first, please. Yeah. And then go in. Yeah. So, and then we just pass it. It means we're fairly vulnerable versus AoE, but Holy Nova means the entire board trades, which I'm okay with. If we trade off this Wasp, it's too easy for him to just drop a fatty. I'd like to just keep him annoyed.
Yeah, we could hold this until after we've played Stormwatcher as well.
Yeah, that's pretty
it's
much
not
what
like
I'm
we have to
feeling
get
right
it out.
now, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's probably going to be Kalimos after that. With Priest, there's not a huge rush. They're not trying to rush us down. So. Oh.
They don't have a lot of...
Wow. Man, I think that says a lot about his deck if he's willing to do that.
I don't really feel like we have to get rid of the 2/3. Unless we really wanted to.
I think, you know, based on our hands and the fact that we don't really want to play our Kalimos for tempo, I think it's totally reasonable to kill it off.
Interesting.
Okay.
I think using the geyser here is fine because we have the mana, and then we hero power it. I'm just trying to figure out whether I tempo brew here or not. So yeah, keeping the Wasp stealth also happens, so we go face with the others. I think I would play the Brewmaster and pull back.
Pull back the sheep.
Nah, let's pass. I think we're good.
We're just gonna
think
pass
we'll
it and not
pass,
play
yeah.
the Brewmaster.
And I think it's a very Priest-specific thing. You can see that I'm really not sure here, because Priest always makes me play so weird. But Priest has a really tough time with someone who's just sitting back amassing value. And playing Kalimos, Brew Kalimos is exactly what that is.
Wow. We just healed and passed.
Yeah, so that's Dragonfire, Potion, or Mind Control deck, pretty much guaranteed. We'll still play Stormwatcher and go face with the 1/1s, because he'd need to get pretty lucky here for Dragonfire, for MC tech.
I mean, even if he gets really lucky with either of these two.
Sure. Well, luckier with the Stormwatcher. But.
Right.
Okay, that also makes sense.
So we could hit once, Frostbolt it, ping.
Perhaps.
I think playing Servant of Kalimos is better. I looked at your play as well. I kind of liked it, but we could also just double trade. So I think playing Servant of Kalimos makes more sense.
So double trading.
Well, we'll see what we hit, right? See whether we need the mana or not.
I don't think that this is good. I like to be honest, I like the Tempest.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just double trade and then brew back the Servant of Kalimos.
Oh.
And then I'd probably play... Nah, let's keep the Flame. It's good to trigger this thing.
Keep it.
Yeah, we just pass.
And then we could just play this next turn.
Yeah, and that's basically what I see. Like Priest has kind of a hard time to deal with someone who's just amassing value. That's why Warlock is a hard counter, because Priest loves to react, and Warlock just sitting there like, cool dude, I'll just tap, 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 tap. You just keep reacting. And we're kind of doing the same thing, we're just getting cards on him.
Let's do a random enemy +1/+1.
Interesting.
So you think we play this first, see what we get?
Yep.
Brothers, heed my call.
I like the Frost Elemental.
Yep, same here.
Okay. Do you like fireballing the 2/6 and then
Yeah, let's fireball the 2/6 and go from there. Yep, that's free kill the
straight
board.
into the 1/1?
Yep, yep. So some serious slow playing from our end, but our deck just doesn't do rush. And if your deck doesn't do rush, trying to rush down a priest will give you a very easy loss. So we're just going for the, like we basically have we have
Nice.
no choice but to take him up on the value game.
I feel like we play this again.
Yep, we play that again, and then we hope to hit another one of those, and we can keep the loop going. Ooh, we get a giant Osrook. The problem is mind control. Because we could play Flame Elemental Shimmering Tempest here, and then we'd get a 5/20 taunt.
5, because we get add 15, right? So we have 5, yeah.
Oh, my control. Why are you a card? Why are you a card?
I mean, a 5/20 taunt, if he mind controls it, how do we beat that?
We don't. Well, play more top deck.
Oh, yeah.
The other one is Shimmering Tempest, and
I think I would take the Tempest just to be...
well, we could pick Osrook and then just not play the elementals, right? Just
True.
like, yeah, let's pick Osrook.
Okay.
And I think we then just play the Rockpool Hunter.
You ever play the Tempest as well?
Yeah, let's play the Tempest. And then we still have Flame Elemental, Frost Elemental to set up Osrook.
Okay.
I think this is too good for a value war, right? It's a giant thing. Okay.
Alright, so we could play Flame Caller, double trade ping.
Perhaps.
Tempest.
I think Frostbolt, his dragon. Like,
Frostbolt
I think we're
dragon.
gonna take a turn to clear here. I think we just Frostbolt the dragon, Frostbolt the. Well, let's start with Frostbolting the dragon, yeah. And then I think you just trade the Servant of Kalimos and play Flamecaller.
Can I light your side?
And then we Frostbolt plus ping his Song Stealer and go face. And then we still have 3 elementals left for Osrook. I wouldn't play it. I would just hold.
You would not play this?
No. I would probably play it next turn to set up Osrook for turn 13. Yeah. Depending on what he does, of course. Ideally, I want to check for mind control with a Primordial Drake or a Bach Reaper. Or a Blaze Caller even.
Don't mess with Tusk.
He's playing so laid back. Yeah.
So, I like playing Bog Creeper here.
Yep, I like the Bog as well, so we can test for the mind control.
I also like pinging the 2/1.
Yep, pinging the 2/1.
Trade the 2/1 into the 1/1.
The 2/2 into the 1/1, right?
Or the 2, sorry, yes, the 2,
Yep.
yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yep, and then we just go
Then
face?
just go face.
Yep, let's do that. Okay, so 100% on mind control, right? Because that's just coming out there if you have it. I think he's played more polymorphs than we have in our deck now.
Squire,
He's discovered polymorph and he's gotten polymorph off Crystalline Oracle. It's kind of unfair. Oh, baby. Alright, we need to think on this one for a sec. Need to see what we want to do first. Because there is a world where you go like Frostelly, ping now, and then next turn go Flame Elemental, Shimmering, Blaze Caller, and then Osric.
So, my thing is I like freezing the 4/4. Take one of our 2/1s into the 2/2. Ping the 1/1 and then go face for
Interesting.
3.
Yeah, I think freeze the 4/4 always happens. And then the Flame Caller into the 2 and 2. Yeah, I think we just ping the 1/1, go face. Yeah, that's fine.
Now, do you also play the other Tempest?
No, I think we have to hold them for next turn so we can get a huge Osric. I think next turn is Blaze
Feel
Caller.
like that he would have. You feel like instead of polymorphing, he would have taken the Bog Creeper.
Absolutely. There's if one of his 4 left cards is Mind Control, I think he has no idea what he's doing. And he's been playing somewhat okay right now, so.
So, my thing is I'd probably play the Blaze Caller right here to his
Yeah,
6/7.
the only question we need to solve or answer rather is, do we want to play 3 or 2 elementals? The upside of 3 elementals is your Osric gets more health. The upside of 2 elementals is you get to clear because you ping.
I think with me, I like clearing, but is there really a difference between 15 health and 20 health?
Yeah, let's Blaze Caller
it's not-
this. Blaze Caller the 6 and 7 is happening, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I prefer to clear as well. So we'll play the Flame Elemental. Yep. And then
Okay.
we'll hero power the 2/1, trade the sheep in the 1/1, trade the 2/1 into the 6/2, trade the 5/5 into the 4/4.
Yes, that's kind of where I was going.
Yeah,
Like this
that's
setup.
basically the line we wanted to do, right? But it's a tough line because, you know, we needed to see. The upside of this is we still have an elemental left for, no, I think we've played 2 Kalimos, yeah. So,
I don't think we need any elementals anymore, right? Yeah,
is it 5/15 enough? Yeah, I mean, just, you know,
I agree.
it's an option, right? To go for a 5/20, we should talk about it. Mm. Okay.
All right. So playing him is just
Happening.
too good. It's just,
Yeah. So let's get it out of the way.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we would just trade the 5 into it. That way this just stays healthy.
So let's push 1 phase. That's always happening. What would be a reason to kill it?
Well, because that takes out half the health just in one shot right there. And if he plays anything
which would
other
be
big,
okay, right? Basically, what I'm saying is, I'm kind of annoyed if our opponent has Shadow or Death, and then we've missed 5. So I think 5 phase makes more sense. If he has Mind Control, we kind of lose anyway. So
I mean, I'm afraid of a healed and like a power shield, and it still lives.
it's fine. Then we'll kill him, right? We're putting him to 15. If he's gonna be fancy, we'll just hit him for 10 again. Unless you assume he's getting through this in one go.
All right, makes sense.
Priest. Alright. That was... Yeah, okay, you can talk about that. Or you can just say, like, well, we did our very best to play around it, and he just top decked it.
Yeah.
Because he's a boss!
Well,
All right.
let's glyph.
Let's glyph. Yep.
Pray. Well, that looks like a thing to me. We just get the answer for it.
20 or 15 health, kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's meteor his ass. Let's go, baby.
This is what you get
Fuck this guy.
for doing those things.
Fuck this guy in particular. Alright, so we're always pushing 6, right?
I think playing the other Tempest and
I think I'd rather Senjin, so Potion of Madness is an insane out for him.
okay.
Is that a little bit of justice, guys?
Justice.
It's a little bit of justice there, right?
Chat's going crazy. Justice.
No, no.
Ready, sir.
Okay. I was like, not the Osrook. Actually, no, it doesn't have the health. It's fine. It'd be a 5-5.
That was a very, very good glyph.
The end is coming.
The end is coming.
So we have 9, 10 damage.
So there's some options here. Option 1 is ping your own Tempest, see if you get lethal. Option 2 is kill off the 0-7 and just develop Ogre and go.
Perhaps.
The greedy way to go is to ping my own Tempest. The safe way is just to clear off the 0-7 and still push 3 with a Tempest on board. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Ogre. I think it's definitely Ogre.
Or Ogre.
Yeah, we'll definitely get the Ogre on board. Just trying to figure out.
The 5-1, 1-1, and then ping.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, right? Whether we want to... Yeah, okay, you can do it. That's fine. So Ogre happens, kill the 0-7 happens, 3-phase happens. I'm just paranoid about a Potion of Madness
wanna go
on this
3-phase?
Tempest.
Or
I would go face, yeah, and I think we played a Tempest. I just really would hate a Potion of Madness, but I think not playing it is annoying. Polymorph would make my day. And this guy's played 3 polymorphs, and we've played 0. Please polymorph the Ogre. I need it. Show it.
You have been.
woohoo!
Hey, J Adams. I'm doing well, man. Good to see you, man.
Nadine.
What rank are they? We're currently 5-0. That's our ranking.
Let the games.
I didn't play for the leaderboard last month, if that's what you're referring to. If you're referring to my constructed rank, I'd say rank 25. It's pretty proud.
I
rank
think
25.
I think we just keep the Brewmaster.
Yeah, I agree. Just keep your master. Such a greedy priest deck, yeah. I think if you play anywhere any faster than we had, he just runs you out of steam completely.
Do you ever just coin Brewmaster?
Nope.
Ever?
I just pass. I think it opens up too many options where
many things.
you have an awkward turn.
Okay.
Reporting for duty.
Just ping his guy and pass.
I think here we're okay with Brewmaster. You know, put the ball in his court, say like, all right, do something or I'm getting ahead on the board. If you ping, you make it a little bit too easy on him and say you get to develop on an empty board.
Okay.
Especially, so this is a recurring thing when people are playing a greedy deck, is you need to be very in tune with what you're playing against. We just played against another very greedy deck, which means that we start to maximize our card advantage from the start. If you're playing versus anything that's, you know, remotely aggressive, Paladin certainly is if you're a mage, you need to respect that and say, okay, because you can be really aggressive, I should match that and be aware of my tempo and like fuck the value, right? You're not going to lose to a paladin because he runs you out of cards. You're going to lose to a paladin because he runs you off the board. So like just, you know, pinging there is the Greek play. We don't do that against paladins.
So I see two things that I can do. I can frostbolt, coin ping, keep that on there, or I can trade ping and then probably play the Tempest or pass turn.
So what's another line you could do?
Coining the bouncer and passing.
I like that one because anything that involves pinging now means you can't really bounce your next turn properly.
So you would coin bouncer.
I would bounce your pass, yeah. And if he has True Silver, you can react with Shimmering Ping. If you trade ping now and play Shimmering, I don't hate that, but then you don't have any power going into his next turn, so he'll get on the board. And now there's a higher chance you'll keep him off the board. Yeah, so this works out. He kills here, you get to have a 5/4. Now you can deal with his board without having to burn a lot of your resources.
Okay. We have a train that lives here, so it's going by.
Oh, no worries.
So would you just trade in, ping, and then play Shimmering?
Absolutely, yep. And I think this is once again a play where we could have been in a really awkward position if we hadn't tempoed out. But against Paladin, like basically when you're playing against Hunter, you're playing against Paladin. Rogue is a little bit different because they're very good at dealing with your board, but against Mage and against Paladin, you just really want to dump stuff on the board and just, you know, just tempo, make sure you develop. Because if they don't get a giant lead on you, you can generally just outcard them.
So I'm not really too worried about this blue gill. So my thing is I would trade here, ping, and then play the wasp.
So I think this is rather close because you're not losing that much tempo by pinging. But if you frostbolt the 3, you keep the 2/1 on the board, which deals with a shield, which allows you to ping off the 2/1 next turn, rather than him keeping a shield, which makes things a lot more awkward. So I would frostbolt the 3 and 3, play the wasp and go face. If he has the steed, right, the +6 HP, we have the wasp developed, which is fine. So that's not a play for him. So quite deliberate here to develop the Shimmering Tempest, or rather keep the Shimmering Tempest alive so that it deals with the shield. Sure. He's prepping that Flame Strike for us. Very good, very good.
Shield block. I think I would ping here, play the ice block, and pass turn for Flame Strike next turn.
So is that insanely obvious? Absolutely. Is it? I'll make my comparison I always make in a sec here. I'm totally on the same wavelength here. I kind of want to do that. I'm just trying to debate whether it'd be better to cycle the Shimmering Tempest or to Ice Block. I think the Ice Block's fine. I think it's just Ice Block, ping the shield and pass. Super obvious, but there's not much you can do about it. So the way how I usually compare this is if you see an anvil coming at your face, sure, you know what's going to happen. That doesn't mean it's not going to hurt. It's the same thing here. Like, he sees this coming. He's like, holy shit, I'm getting Flame Striked. But there's not much he can do about it. Okay, well, maybe he doesn't see it coming. Anvil is going undetected right now. Oh, more. Keep him coming. Okay. So this is a little bit of a play around it, right? That's fine. Gets the Consecrated still. So we need Polymorph for the Tyrion he discovered from that Stonehill. But yeah, we'll hit him with the Flame Strike.
Oh, he discovered a Tyrion.
He got something of the Stonehill, so Tyrion's quite likely.
Has it.
Yeah.
Put your face.
Oh. Love calling it.
Just so used to it by now. It's not even a surprise anymore.
I think playing an elemental, probably Sinjin, and pinging his dude here.
So I definitely agree with pinging the shields. I definitely want to play the shimmering, and then I'm not entirely sure whether I want to just run my Senjin into the grinder. I think developing the ooze makes more sense. The thing is, like, you want to hit
like
the
the ooze
Ashbringer.
will-
Yeah, I get it. So what do we do next turn? We play Senjin, he kills Senjin, we trade, we ping, we play Servant of Kalimos, you have Surus to deal with that. We ever like playing the Geyser on the thing?
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess we just run this engine in. Kind of bad. But... He played that
I
minion
feel
to
like
check for mirror
after he
entity.
played that, our ooze
Absolutely
just got a little
natural.
bit better.
Absolutely. Now you wish that ooze was green. Oh yeah. Haha, we can kill your light's justice, fool. Oh, this is not good. This is not good.
I feel like we need to play this, see what we get.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Because our Hog
Yeah,
Rider.
I guess we play
kill
the
it.
Kalimos. Sure, it's fine.
Brothers, heed my call.
Stormwatcher?
No, definitely not Stormwatcher. We need something reactive.
I feel like this will hurt us more by taking 2 damage, but this just
I think
kills
you-
almost every minion.
I think you pick the Geddon. Yeah, pick the Geddon, Flame Geyser the Bog. And
Flame
then
Geyser the
freeze, yeah, freeze the Tyrion. And ping the Tyrion. It's kind of an obvious setup, but this way we get to clear, and we get to deal with the charge from the Ashbringer.
I think I see what you're...
Yeah, it's.
So you want to trade here, play this.
Yeah,
and play
what
that
I'm hoping
to
for
get
is
rid
he
of-
makes the trade for us, but it's rather obvious what's coming. Well, he doesn't know that a Geddon is coming, but he knows like it's a 2 damage AoE, a Volcanic Push, or a Blizzard.
Well, I don't know if he sees that. He didn't see the flame strike.
Well, he tested, like, because he knew he was going to play Tyrion, he needed to know whether that secret was a mirror entity. So I think that's why the minion play was, like, kind of okay. When you see his hand and you know he's got Tyrion on 8, playing a minion on 7 makes sense into the secret.
Okay.
You don't get to take a charge out? Why not, SSB? Why don't we get to take out a charge? Doesn't this remove charges? That's alright. Oh, why didn't you try it? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Erla? Dance with me? Ugh. Ugh. You can't play Surus on the same turn. Why not? Oh, like that. Okay, I got it. I got it.
So, if
I got
we-
you, boys.
10. So, if we play Geddon, we go here. He'll have 5, 8, and we'll be at 10. So he has to have 2 damage within those 2 cards.
Keep in mind that we have an
and
ice
then our
block,
Geddon
right?
will just kill us because we won't be able to kill it.
I think we still need to, yeah, play Geddon, kill the Bach
So
Reaper.
swing here.
Yeah, swing there, play the Geddon. And then I think we have to play the MCT. Yep.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
Oh, Geddon will kill, of course, yeah. That's fine. That's alright. Yeah, I spent a little bit too much time dealing with nonsense. That's fine. Kill the Geddon.
Kill our Geddon now.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't win after the Tyrion. I guess the play to win... Wait, did he just kill the Geddon? Cool, okay.
Yeah.
Feels good then.
Well,
See,
let's
chat?
discover and see.
Worked out. Wait. We have a bog, right? And we have an ice block, so now we can talk again.
Okay.
So if we bog and sewer ooze, what does he do? 3 on face into bog.
And then we take 4.
And next turn we have Hog Rider, Glyph. I think it's better to just go bog and sewer ooze and develop, and then next turn Glyph. Yeah.
Okay. Sewer ooze.
Can ooze the last charge? I don't want to ooze because I need to get rid of his weapon now. I want to ooze because I want to have 4 power on the board to deal with his board. Not proccing the block is huge though. It's good. Alright. So first of all, we need to determine whether we want to glyph here or not, right? Because if you Hog Rider, ping, trade, Egg Napper, you can just develop, let him proc the next turn glyph, and you have an Egg Napper developed. He gets to deal with it fairly easily, though. Bum. Does he? And then he has got to deal here. Yeah, I think we glyph next turn, honestly. I think it's better to get the Egg Napper out.
Play
Yeah.
Hog.
Yeah, so Hog Rider, ping this Stegodon, kill it with the 5, Egg Napper. And then I probably just kill the Murloc. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of playing this one because it's like really difficult.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm
don't
going.
worry about it.
I'm okay with it. And then
This is a game that's good because I was we just played Egg Napper. This game was like completely thrown off by that Tyrion. It's just what the fuck.
don't they always get Tyrion?
Yeah, more of the interaction with the Geddon, the way I went about it.
Reporting for duty. I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
Alright, and now glyph into AoE can do something. Let's go.
Wallace Tomb could get it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. I'm just quickly checking if there's a way for us to live. No. Yeah, we got a tome. Yep. Let's take tome and do it.
Ice block.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I mean, we have to play that, right?
Yep. I have to play ice block.
What do we still have? We don't have Flame Strike. We do have an Arcane Explosion. So I feel like if we can get our Arcane Explosion, we can trade here, ping the 3/2,
Interesting.
or even kill the 3/2.
Yeah, I think trading the Volcano Star happens. And I agree, let's just ping the Raptor. Because we're assuming we're hitting Twilight Flamecaller here.
So we could
Primordial Drake isn't out. Flamecaller isn't out. Arcane Explosions and out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
So
we
we
don't
have 2, 3, 4 outs right now.
Yeah.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah, Arcane Explosion ping the 2/2.
Now, do you play the elemental?
I think I would, yeah. Seeing as we're on 1, we need to be able to kill anything. Yeah.
Incredible.
Okay, well we have a polymorph if he's got another Tyrion.
Well, we also have a forbidden flame if
Yeah.
needed it.
Oh, well a weapon would have killed us regardless.
Hello.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
I love the BM after he messed up the get and kill.
Mhm.
But sure. But sure, it's all good. You win some, you lose some, guys.
Begin.
You win some and you lose some. Shit talk on
Get rid of
stream.
Primordial Drake and
Yeah, this is a little tougher. So Tempest is staying for sure, Drake is going for sure. I think I'd rather throw the bolt and find a 3 than last time we also had this issue where we just had removal in the hand. Yeah.
okay. So just keep the Tempest.
Yeah, let's just keep the Tempest. Yep. Nice. Got a curve.
Job done.
Greetings.
Greetings. Oh, it's another guy with polymorphs. Yep. Hero
Just
power
pinging it?
seems good. Yep, yep. An example of BM was us roping our opponent when we had Fireball into Frostbots for lethal. That was good.
Would you ever play the Wasp? Or do you just ping his little 1/1s that come out? Well, he could just heal his dude, can't he?
Yeah, let's go with the Wasp. And then we have an option of killing the Imp Master. We need to draw something to deal with another 1/1 though. Maybe the Flame Color. Okay.
Really don't like using a Frostbolt into his 1/2.
Yeah, I think we need to think about perhaps setting up a Hog Rider, but that would mean we get rid of our Wasp, which is also not great.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably just bolt the 1/2 and ping a 1/1 and then just hold.
Okay.
Like he's getting amazing value off his Imp Master, but so be it. Like with this hand, we can also try to set up Tempest into Blaze Collar, which is kind of cool.
You would hold here?
I would hold, because he gets the return kill and then he gets to play a big guy, and we kind of don't want that.
Fresh from Kazakis.
Fresh from Kazakis. That's cool though, his entire turn 4 was play a 2/2, because he has to hold back for this Wasp.
Hmm. So you like playing the Hog Rider here?
Yeah, it's not amazing, but I would just play Hog and pass. It's a little bit of a slow game, but overreacting to, you know, priests makes you run out of steam too fast. I think us having this Wasp to zone out any big tempo play from him is good. Might even tempt him to go like Holy Nova here, which would be fine, of course. Oh, okay, no Holy Nova, just trading everything.
I'm alright with that.
Hey Dictator, that's kind of a tough concept for our clip because it's very different for everything else. It's very different for every class. Yeah, that was good for us. Definitely.
I like playing using Tempest here.
I agree. Yeah, Potion of Madness is still a little icky because he gets get the mage card.
So
And we pass, of course. Yeah. Otherwise, he gets an even better madness. It's been holding for a while. It's like hold. Do
you ever take the 5 damage into the 2/3 and then just go face?
I would. I think that play gave him a lot of value. So if we Blaze Caller here and go face and we flip the switch and say, all right, I'm gonna make a move. I'm gonna pressure you a little bit. I'm gonna see how you react to that. This means we got 10 power on board, Fireball in the hand, Cone of Cold in the hand, which allows us to just freeze his board, keep going face. So it's pretty cool.
So I like seeing the bouncer, hunter, trade the 4/1 to the Sinjin, ping, and then 6 face.
So one variation we could make there is we could use Cone and trade and push 6 and then not lose our 6/6 to AoE or our bouncer to that Panther. It looks pretty inefficient because we're not developing the 2 and we're using a card instead of a ping, but it restricts his options a lot. If we play Rockpool Hunter, Bouncer, Ping trade, Dragonfire clears, Holy Nova leaves you with just the Bouncer. If he has Potion of Madness, Holy Nova clears. So there's a lot of things that become possible. So I would just Cone and then trade off your play your Bouncer before you trade, and then you trade your 4/1 and push the 6 face. That makes you a lot more resistant to any plays he might make. It also means we get to pick up the Panther with Flame Strike, right? If he just develops us next to it.
My eyes are open.
Sure, get some healing in.
So do you ever just bog, go face?
I think this is a very tense game, and it's kind of like invisible tension, because at any moment the priest is ready to make his move to flip the board. If we bog here, we give him a big opportunity. If we just put the bouncer into the egg and then flame strike ping, push the 6, like this is the best he could do to our board state, right? So I'd say like let's just present with the identical board state yet again. So I would just trade the bouncer in the egg and then flame strike ping, push the 6.
So you would, okay,
Yep.
flame strike.
Yep. And the reasoning behind this is we've kind of committed to an aggressive route with that cone.
Yes.
We burned the card to be more aggressive. What this allows us to do is this doesn't give him an amazing play. If we play Bog, we don't clean up his board, which means if he hits a Dragonfire, that 5/5 comes out of the egg. He gets to clear our board, it gets really weird.
Ooh. I was thinking about polymorphing the Psychotron, but now Blood Knight just seems too good.
Blood Knight should come out, I agree. That's just good. And then we can still talk about what the other options are.
So we could just trade and pass, but I feel like if we
Interesting.
fireball the 3/4, trade the 5/4 into the 1/4, then go 6, and then
I would polymorph the 3/4.
you would polymorph it.
Yeah, and then I would ping the sheep, put the 5/4 into the 1/4 and push the 6.
Okay.
So what this allows us to do is, yet again, we give him a board that is not really dealable. Like, he needs very specific things to deal with this, right? Like, Dragonfire Mad Bomber or something like that, right? So what we do here is we yet again say, like, okay, my guys aren't damaged. You're not gonna get there with Dragonfire. Plus, we've preserved our Fireball, which is extra reach, which is always good when you're trying to kill him.
Yeah, we did, because it gives us our...
Yep. And we just jam phase and kill him. So even though this looked like a really easy, calm game where nothing really happened, that priest has 5 cards in his hand, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
just waiting for a moment, right? Because we kept thinking about, okay, what can you do? I'm not giving you a Potion of Madness. I'm not giving you a Dragonfire Potion. I'm not giving you a Nova. I'm not giving you buffs. I think this is why Mage is so good for coaching. It's because we did exactly those 2 things I told you, right? We did the I'm gonna sit back and outvalue you, or I'm gonna take control of the board and aggress on you. And Mage can do both, which is why it's good for coaching.
I would throw away the Servant only, and I would keep everything else.
I agree. Against the Rogue, that seems like a good game plan.
I think this is a really good start.
Yeah. Let's hope he goes Bloodsail Raider or Swashbuckler turn 1, right?
That's the hope.
That's the dream, right? Yeah.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry. I probably shouldn't have just ended turn.
Yeah, Coin Murloc was absolutely the play here. That's fine. I don't mind. Now we just take a different approach. So the reason why Coin Murloc was the play is we curved out perfectly, right? 2 into 2 into 3 into Frostbolt Ping into whatever we draw. It's fine.
Got a little ahead of myself.
Yeah, it's okay. So I see your game plan. You're basically saying if we do that, we have to use the crab, and I want to sit on the crab to deal with the Naga Corsair. I respect that. That's cool. We'll make that happen. That's our game plan now. So yeah, let's play the Murloc. Keep the crab.
I just know that they have. I know that they have in their hand
It's gonna happen.
a
man.
Pyrite. It's
I
gonna
like it.
happen.
It's gonna happen. Yeah. Let's do it.
It's just I know it is.
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
I'm afraid we're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like that we're gonna die, but I think we might need to burn the crab.
Yeah, I agree.
MC Tech would have been a nice curve play.
Oh yeah, on this draw.
So we need to ask ourselves now, it's one of 2 plays, right? It's either trade Wasp Pass, take the damage, or crab coin ping the 2/1, have the crab versus the board next turn, Frostbolt ping or crab.
I agree with that. I agree with the crab
Yeah, because
coin ping
I
trade.
want to save this coin for the Flame Strike, right? But I don't think we're gonna make it. So I think trade, ping the 2/1, coin the crab makes sense here. Yeah. So now essentially we achieve the same thing as coining early. We only take quite a bit more damage. But, sorry, it's a good learning moment, right?
I got a little too anxious. I was like,
We haven't
you don't
done
need
this,
to coin
right?
anything out.
Yeah. We haven't been coining anything, so I think that normally it's a good assumption to make, right? Well, obviously we are not going to be, but in this specific scenario, it makes more sense.
I feel like frostbolting the 3/2, going face here, and then pinging the 2/2.
I agree. Yeah, we need to stop him. We can't allow him to pressure us. I think this is a common mistake made against Rogue. Against Rogue, removal needs to be prioritized. Counter developing versus a Rogue is like trying to outrun a Jaguar. It's not a good strategy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
feel like the Blood Knight needs to come out, or the Wasp, and then we go face here, ping the 2/1.
I think it's Wasp, yeah. Wasp pressures him into not playing a big minion, which is good for our Flame Strike setup.
And then you still ping the 2/1
Yeah,
and go
ping the
face here.
2/1, pump the shield. And need some good draws here. For people who have been wondering how to play Rogue, this is exactly how I like to draft it. Low curved and then just some late game to protect. Like some draw. Like this, basically the way he's been playing, right? Like this kind of aggression is great.
Mistakes were made.
So I feel like really our only play is pinging this, kill the 3/3, and then playing a Blood Knight.
It depends on how often we're going to die anyway doing that. Basically what I'm saying is if you use your Wasp to kill that 3/3, he's just gonna play a bigger thing, right?
I mean, we do have Flame Strike for that.
Yeah, my point exactly, right? Like Flame Strike won't kill the big guy if the Wasp.
Oh.
So I think we just play Sermon of Kalimos pass. And then hope he gets to trade a little bit. Obviously if he has lethal, he has lethal. But I don't think we win that game anyway if he has lethal here. So I'll just chill here. And then he
what
can't
happens.
play around Flame Strike. Like the way to play around Flame Strike is to kill us, right? So that's why the Wasp is pretty cool. Okay. Sounds like a good start. Yeah, looks like he's got eviscerate.
Well played.
Yep, GG. Yeah, I think if we coin the crab, we actually win. But it's a good learning experience.
Yeah, that was...
I think we take like 5
Definitely.
extra damage by not doing that. But that's cool. You voted no on this deck, Calvarash? Wow, dude. No faith.
I will fight with honor. Let the games begin.
Against the Paladin, I think we keep Frostbolt. Get rid of the other two.
Because we're on the play, I'd rather throw it and find a minion, because it's unlikely we're
Okay.
gonna Frostbolt on turn 2, right?
Alright.
Boards like that are why Wasp is a bit overrated. Well, no, normally Wasp would have won us the game there, because it would have locked him out of playing any big minion to play on Flame Strike. Wasp is totally not overrated. Like, what do you expect it to do? Like, kill every big minion and AoE your opponent's board? Like, it's a 3-drop that trades with any 3-drop and up. That's just good. Alright.
So before I hit in turn again,
Yeah. What do you
I
think's
think I
better
would
here?
just play the Tempest.
I agree. Try to protect Agnapper a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Calderesh. I'm just memeing. I think if you wanna make some coins, you should probably not vote yes, because the payout's rather small.
I think we just ping it and go face.
So I don't hate that if we were playing against the mage. But we're
Okay.
playing against Paladin. And like I told you earlier, against Paladin, it's all about just getting ahead of them. So if we can upgrade our 2-1 into a 3-1 with a good death rattle, we should. So I would actually just trade and then see what we get and then just play Agnapper. Oh, it's fine.
Oh, that's a nice card.
Yeah. Now you basically have to think like we'll always have more value than Paladin. You just gotta make sure, because Paladin needs to be on the board to get value out of buffs, out of good trades, out of divine shields. Ooh, I could set up a nice Hog Rider.
So would you trade ping and glyph?
Let's Glyph. Go from
Or
there.
glyph first?
Yep. Yeah, the random thing should usually go first.
Having 2 of them probably is not good, but I actually like the tomb here over counterspell.
You could also go for the mirror entity.
Yes.
Perhaps.
I think I like just picking a mirror entity and playing it and just saying, fuck it, I'll play a 4-mana mirror entity. It's probably better, right?
Okay.
Judging from the, you know, play for tempo theme we've been going with.
And just play it.
Yeah, I would play it and pass. And then if he trades here, we can play Hog Rider, trade off a 1/1. If he goes face, we can Hog Rider kill it in one go. That is ballsy, dude. Holy shit. Just balls deep into the Spellbender.
So I don't like trading both of them off. I almost kind of would just polymorph and go face.
Polymorph happens, I agree. Just trying to figure out whether we trade, because Spike Ride Steed is kind of awkward. I think I would trade to prevent the coin buff.
Trade?
Yeah, awkward trade, but he can coin, right? He's got his coin, so he can coin the 6-mana buff, which is kind of weird.
Counterspell would have been a great choice right there.
Reporting for duty.
Well, no, he would have probably checked the coin, right? Well, no, he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he's just very sure of himself. He's been making some kind of sketchy plays.
I like playing the Flame Caller. And then ping one, trade another 1/1, then go face.
I agree.
Can I light your fire?
How could you snipe? Well, I mean, that's a pretty easy answer, right? You just like watch the stream, see who I'm playing with. I mean, I don't mind it, right? There's a difference between sniping and ghosting. But if you're asking how you can snipe, the answer's pretty easy, right? Just watch the stream.
I think we do Hog Rider every time.
So if you Hog Rider Frostbolt, it's a fairly easy kill. Keep him off the board. It's just like when you have 2/7 cards in your hand, and like it might be that we go with Hog, right? But usually if you have 7-mana cards in your hand and it's turn 7 and you don't play one, you're gonna end up with some really awkward hands later on.
Mm-hmm.
However, if we play Bog, he does get a nice opportunity. So what I'm afraid of is like we Hog Rider here and he just consecrates us.
See, this is I was going to play Hog Rider 5 and then trade the 2 and then ping and then just go
Yeah,
face and
I think
keep
I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with the
keep-
Hog, trade the 2 and the ping. Yeah.
Interesting.
That way we save our Frostbolt.
Well, you lose your 2 and 2, which is almost like a paid for Frostbolt on the board, but it's also a liability versus Consecrate, so I'm okay with it. Why Polymorph? You can have a Tyrion. Well, you should always look at what the alternative was to Polymorph, which was just sacrificing your Hog Rider and just lose the board. Not very enticing.
So I feel like
Interesting.
we would trade 3/2 into the taunt. Go 6 face and then play our Stormwatcher.
So 3/2 into the taunt, 6 face, definitely. I can see why Stormwatcher, but you should have a look at the board, right?
Okay.
What's a much better tempo play than Stormwatcher here?
It's a better tempo play, Flame Strike.
Nope.
No. You would play the
Just play the Bog, right? The Bog's
Play the-
got taunt,
oh.
so it prevents the 2 from going into the 5/2.
Okay.
Yep. So this is where taunt gets like maximum value when it prevents a juicy trade for your opponent. Yep, Dino Charge. He's been sitting on it. He's like, oh my god, just let me hit with something.
I just want to dino size something.
Alright. Even in that case, Bog is better because Stormwatcher would have gotten Shrek'd.
Reporting for duty.
So I feel like we could bolt the 10-4, play the Wind Fury,
Interesting.
and then also just kill the 10-4, or it'd be the 10-1 then.
Got this weird feeling he's got another Dino size.
So you would think about Flame Strike.
It's not a winning play. No, I think Watcher, Bolt, and Trade is correct. Just can't shake the feeling he's got another Dino size. It's either that or a Steed. I hope it's a Steed. Coining these dudes makes little sense if you're not going all in for a buff. Just don't be another Dino size. Would be an awkward draft though, 2 Dino size. Nice.
Or to be wild.
So I feel like we hit once, Flame Strike, and then bounce and swing again, and then bounce back our dude.
I think here you need to
Interesting.
reevaluate what role we have in this particular match.
Okay.
I think the right play is we can't Geyser ping though. Flame Strike is happening. I agree. I think what I would do is I would trade Geyser his face and then play the Elemental and go face again.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you would fate.
Trade, face, Geyser his face, and then play the dude. Because if you bounce here, you're essentially saying...
Losing.
Yeah, you're losing a ton of tempo because you have a 3-2 on the board instead of a 4-4 Wind Fury. This way you also
That's
threaten
right.
lethal because you have
Enough lethal.
10 damage. Yeah, you do.
None can escape my fury.
Let the games begin.
I almost just only want to throw back the Bog Creeper and just keep the Ascension and the Brewmaster.
The
But I
Brewmaster's
think-
definitely staying.
I think we throw everything but the Brewmaster.
I think this engine can stay. Yep, let's just throw the bog. I think this is fine. Nice. Works out.
Job done.
I think I would play the Tempest over the Brewmaster because I feel like he would have the backstab.
Backstab's gonna hit that brew later on regardless.
Right.
I do agree with starting off with the Tempest.
Interesting.
Exchange a dagger, because I don't want to have a Tempest into his 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why keep this engine? Because it's a play on turn 4. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, our deck has a lot of big guys, a lot of tech, so having a play is good. Alright. Yep, we can just play the brew. Just gonna stretch a bit, guys. So.
Play the Brewmaster.
Yeah, I play the brew.
Okay.
Drink with me, friend.
So why would you play the Brewmaster over just ice blocking right there? You don't want it. Just getting it
Good
out.
question. So, what's your reasoning for playing Ice Block? Let's start there. 'Cause
Well,
it's
I
3
feel
mana,
like
or-
yeah,
Okay.
saving
No, I mean it's
mana on
it's
that,
good, right?
and also
Want to get to the bottom of that. So, Ice Block, it's like Ice Block is like fake tempo because you think you've spent your mana properly.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Block does nothing for your game until you're dying. like
True.
literally nothing. Maybe it throws him off and he plays weird, right? But in essence, Iceblock does 0. So you think you've spent 3 mana, you've actually spent 0 mana.
Would you play Senjin here?
Yeah, I
Pass?
play Senjin. Yep. But it's good. Like the fact that Ice Block was tempting to play there, that tells me that there is a ton of room to grow there, because that's like an easy fix, and that gives you so much better results. Because playing, like you need to ask yourself, what is my investment getting me? Because I talked about this yesterday, right? People said like, oh, you just teach the people to spend their mana. I was like, no, that's like a shortcut, because you can do that. You can just say, oh, I'm just going to spend as much mana as I can, but that just means that you're getting lazy and you're not thinking about what that mana is doing for you. So like you should see what the end result is. All right, what would you like to do
I think
here?
playing the Egg Napper, ping this, and pass turn. That way, because he only gets a 1 attack, so I feel like he won't kill the Senjin. And then next turn we could trade ping, and then opens up some more.
So Eggnapper, I definitely agree with. There is an option for playing the Crawler.
Love omelets.
Okay.
If we ping here, we commit to pinging next turn, which means we're working with 4 mana. It's not crazy.
Which we would still have Crab, Frostbolt,
Yeah, I think ping the minion's fine. Yep. It's a litty stuff.
and then
It's-
just passing the turn
Yeah,
and
then
not
just pass,
here.
It means we could Frostbolt ping, it means we could trade Aghnapper. What do I have here? Yeah, coaching sessions, some of them happen off stream, some of them happen on stream, right? So that's why you see less as well. Right now I've got a couple good good sessions coming up on stream, so it's very fun. I will make you into something, damn it. Swiftly! The fact that we pinged last turn, I think, means he should trade, because it has shown our willingness to keep pinging.
Well, he didn't trade off on this.
So what's always happening this turn?
Pinging the 7/1.
Yeah, pinging the 7/1.
I feel like we could Frostbolt this, play the Crab, and swing face.
Yep, I agree with that. Can I see a list of the shady missions? The only one we have in store right now is the cute mission for Lena, which means we'll pick all the adorable minions. We're gonna draft purely on aesthetics with cuteness, cuteness as our objective, so to say. Yeah. Oh, cheers. That's good. We want it. I guess he could fan now. Yeah. We get fanned, boys! We get fanned! I get why, but it feels like such a phrase to the Frostbolts. It's cool. It's because we knew the patient assassin was coming. So when is that happening? I don't know yet. Whenever I can squeeze it in.
I feel like pinging the 4/1, playing the Tempest, and then also ice blocking.
Yep, I agree.
Perhaps.
I feel like using a Flame Strike on that would be a very big waste.
Yeah, we got the Drake coming in, right? Starmina do those strats all the time. Yeah, I need to catch up with that.
This
Seeing those.
jungle hides many secrets.
Trailblazer. Haven't actually seen anyone pull the pack. I've seen it being shuffled in the deck twice now, but I've yet to see it happen.
So I feel like playing the Wasp, Vaporize, and then ping his face.
Ping his face or ping the 5/5?
Well, if we're playing Vaporize, he'll probably swing, which then kills it, right?
So, what's an alternative to that line?
Well, if we ping this, we could, and he doesn't swing, then we could Flame Strike. If need be. If he goes wide.
So here I see that you're trying to get like too much value and you're trying to set up too many things.
Mm-hmm.
If we just play the Drake here, right, it takes out his Patient Assassin and we have a minion on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So it is actually really good. Yeah, so we'll play the Drake. So
Okay.
what I'm getting from this, right, is when you're playing, you are not factoring in what your opponent needs to do to deal with your stuff. I think when you're making your decision for your play, you are purely factoring in what you're getting out of it and how you're dealing with his stuff, rather
Yes.
than him having to deal with your stuff. But
Okay.
a 4/8 doesn't just like vanish, right? Unless he goes like 3-drop foul spam, but then that sucks, but we get it out of the way for your bog and you get Flame Strike. So that's basically the reason why we play this Drake here. Because if you think about it in a pure vacuum of just dealing with his stuff, I don't hate like Wasp ping, but you don't get a 4/8, which means he doesn't need to go out of his way to deal with your 4/8. Wow. Interesting. So he's just put like a major clock on himself, right? He's like, okay, I gotta go fast, gotta go fast. Yeah, he's all about pushing face now. Flame Strike's just gonna win the game here. It's nice. So just the fact we played that Drake put him in a position where he had to go because he felt like
You
he
would,
couldn't
so you just
win.
play the Hunter, right?
Yeah, Flame Strike played him Murloc. That's just game.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just.
No, dude, by all means, like, if you let me speak, I'm gonna be here all day. It's fine. As a streamer, you kind of have to like the sound of your voice, so it's just keep talking, keep talking. No, but that was good. That was good. I feel like this is an amazing game to highlight that, because sometimes you play this Drake and it gets dealt with really easily. The Drake just straight up won the game here because he felt like he could not go for the long game. He had to go, which means he sapped the Drake, which means we're getting a shit ton of value out of this.
So I won't kill it.
He could win if he top decks the pack. Yeah, I don't think after that play, but happy to be proven wrong.
Perhaps.
So take your time.
I would play. I mean, like I don't know if playing the Drake would be good right here because he would just clear it again.
Yeah, so
So I feel like the Vaporize Wasp. I feel like I would geyser his face and then ping his face.
Vaporize Wasp, agreed.
Okay.
What does Geyser Face accomplish here?
Well, we would get the Elemental because we haven't really drawn a whole lot. I feel like it's.
We can get that whenever, right?
True.
I think I would just ping the 7/5, meaning that if he chooses to play around Vaporize, I would just pass, right? If he chooses to respect Vaporize, we can just go Geyser plus Drake. If he goes into Vaporize, deal. We've killed the 7/4. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't fault him. I think this is correct. We have a Wasp on the board. This thing is dead anyway. Sure.
Well, I feel like playing Bog on this, but also the Drake looks good, and then you ping the 1/1 Jade that comes out of that, but we lose our Wasp.
Yeah, our Wasp is worth way more than his board combined. So I like Bog here, and I'd consider the MCT. Chance that MCT goes off is not super likely because he's not gonna spread into
Anymore.
Drake.
So you would play it.
Yeah, I'd play it. It's like we've got him in a deadlock, right? Because he can't spread because of Drake. He can't play a fatty because of Wasp. So I think at some point he's just gonna like not give a fuck and spread anyway. But yeah, so it's a pretty potent combination we have here: AOE and single target removal.
Stand ready.
Why not Flame Geyser the 2/2? We have Drake in hand. I don't feel like it was necessary.
So I feel like I would trade the Bog into the 4/7,
Yep,
ping it,
I agree.
and then take the 2/2 into the 7/7.
Yep, that seems like good stuff.
Perhaps.
He would have held the MCT. He sapped the Drake, Ozzy. He sapped the Drake, so I think
So
that
then
it was pretty
here-
unlikely it was going to go off.
I would play the Ooze, and then trade the 3/3 into the 2/2.
Here I would Geyser the 2/2 and push 3. It keeps our MC tech out of Drake range, so it means we can Drake next turn without blowing up the tech. The way how this works for Betrayal, I'd put the Ooze on the left, because
Ooze on the left,
you want your Bog to live through Betrayal.
and then face the 3.
Yeah, and then face the 3. I feel like you're winning either way. Yeah. I think developing MCT gets the pressure going. Like, I don't think the MCT in the hands does enough. He really should have chucked that 1/1 into the Bog. It's kind of sloppy.
Six. Well, we can take him to 16 right now if we play the Drake, right? 16.
Oh, we won't Frostbolt yet, but yeah, let's just Drake and ping him in the face. Seems good.
Okay. And just go all face, right?
Yeah, yeah. This way he's dead to Frostbolt next turn, in case he pulls out the Miracle Deathwing or something.
Well played.
This
Nice.
guy's toast.
Duena, thanks so much for the 3 months in a row. Good to see you back, man. Hope everything's going well. Man, I'm really enjoying Angoro.
Begin.
Hope it's the same in Constructed.
I think we just get rid of the Blaze Caller, right?
I agree. Yep. I think the glyph has been flexible enough for us. Okay, options. What is the mage deck? No 3 Violence Portal, not even 3 polys. The last deck had 4 polys, 3 fireballs, and 3
God.
portals. That's the deck we had yesterday. I changed my title to the best arena deck you've ever seen, and it was not a clickbait title. It was legit
Wow.
the best arena deck I have ever drafted.
Wow, yeah, I just worked a lot yesterday. I usually watch you if I'm like really slow at work. I'll just put you on my phone and I'll sit there and watch. So
Yeah, that deck was ridiculous. Like, we had to like fireball 3 drops sometimes. Just like, my cards are too good, play better things.
I learned from the rogue that we are able to coin something to not take 1,000 damage.
I like it.
So
Now, if we were playing
I'm
against the
thinking
mage,
about-
maybe we wouldn't, but against paladin, absolutely.
I
So
think the 2/3 would be good, right?
yeah, I like the 2/3. I like the 2/3. You're playing an OP class. Wow, you're good. Thank you, Tiger Boy. Yeah, it is quite challenging to figure out which classes are good in the meta and then draft those. But I'm glad you recognize that. Much appreciated. You'd pick 30 fireballs. I think polymorph's probably better. But yeah, fireball's insane.
Reporting for duty.
This will be good later. I think just... I honestly think pinging his guy and swinging face instead of... maybe even
So
the Tempest.
if we ping his guy and go face, we have 2 power available to deal with his next turn. If we trade his guy and play Tempest, we have 4 power available to deal with his next turn.
Okay.
A 2/3 or a 2/2 is very similar going into turn 3. There's not a lot of 3-drops that only have 2 power. So you're basically not losing anything and you're doubling your power on the board. So especially once again versus Paladin versus anything that's, yeah, for instance, now we can just deal with that and, you know, not have to worry about a kings or so.
Okay. So you just trade and... do you ever bounce this back?
Well, I think,
Or do you play
just ordering
Wasp?
wise, we throw in the Tempest first, go from there. Anything that gives you randomness should probably happen first. It's a good hit. Ooh, what was that talk
Yes.
about not having portals? Alright. I think I just played a Wasp here and trade. The Wasp just, deals with anything. Once again, this is just maximum tempo. Wasp, you can look at Wasp as a 14 and 2 stealth, but it can't go phase for 14. So this thing just deals with pretty much anything. No Divine Shields, but 14 and 12. 14 and 2 would also not deal with Divine Shields.
Reporting for duty.
Not on my watch.
It's trying to get something to stick.
Did you Arcane Explosive this? Ping the 2/2 and...
Interesting.
Yeah, this is a little tougher because now the question is to free kill with the Wasp or not, right? I think I would. I think I like
reason
Arcane
he's-
Explosion.
Yeah, I feel like the reason he's doing the over this because he wants to buff something.
Yep. Yeah, we'll definitely take the full clear, right? So Arcane Explosion and ping the 2/1 happens, but there is the option of using the Crawler in the 1/1 rather than the Wasp, right? I think I would use the Wasp and just push 2. And if he has exactly Blowgill Sniper, sure, that sucks, but we'll take it.
So
We
you
have
would use the
Polymorph.
Wasp?
I would use the Wasp, yeah, because it keeps 2 power on a board in addition to the Wasp.
Okay. He's probably like, let me use my buffs.
Reporting for duty.
Ooh. That just come at the perfect time.
Yeah, so we're doing that. The question is, what are we doing on top of it?
Can I light your fire?
So I would trade here, swing with the Wasp, and then brew back the Wasp.
All right, so here, what's the reasoning for trying to bounce the Wasp?
Well, it could be useful for later when he has something bigger.
He's going into turn 6, right? Big
Yeah.
stuff is on the way.
Exactly.
But wouldn't it be better to keep the Wasp on the board then? If the big stuff's on the way, so we can instantly react to it?
Okay. So then would you...
I would, yeah, it's a little late now. But yeah, let's trade off the Crawler and then go 2-phase. And I would brew back the Flame Caller, keep the Wasp on board.
Okay.
I think the right play was potentially Glyph, but this is definitely strong. But the rope hit, and I don't like the Discover on the rope. This is definitely a premium play. It's not, like, it's very close to the Glyph play, if not better. Yeah, this is great. Like, it's just like, oh my god. For people who said Wasp was overrated, like, look at this game, man. This Wasp single-handedly pushed this guy off the board. Poor guy.
Would you glyph here?
I would glyph, yeah. Get that mana paid for.
I like the meteor over. I mean, we have 1, 2. Well, we do have a
I
portal.
like the meteor as well. Yep. It's just a better flame strike off him.
Would you play the flame caller here and just push 3?
You tell me.
Or would you? I think I like the taunt and then trading the 3/2.
Yeah, taunt and trade is definitely better. You've got 6 power on the board instead of 5. You've got 6 health on the board instead of 4. You keep
Okay.
your reactive card in hand. So whenever you're thinking like, what do I do, this or that, just say out loud, right? If I do this
Yeah.
play, this is what my board looks like. If I do that play, that's what my board looks like.
Solid.
Good bomber.
I'm not ready.
Oh man, now I really wish that bomber hadn't hit for that much.
Well, I don't want to use meteor, and I don't want to use polymorph. I think portaling the 4/5.
Yeah, we got a portal 4/5. It's not because it's less good that it's not amazing. Fortunately, we got a trade because of the.
So you would.
I would trade,
Trade.
yeah, because Steed is still annoying. Meteor? Nah, I wouldn't meteor it. Yeah, the bombs were perfect. Because if the bombs hit worse, we have a 3-in-1 engineer, which is a huge difference. Means we get to deal with a 5 health minion if we Drake.
Let me think.
I ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Sure.
Well, if we
Interesting.
meteor this, he has no board, and then we also have a 4/6, and then we could probably either play either MC Tech or Ooze.
I agree with playing Meteor on the Stegodon. That's just really good. Now we push 4. Just thinking about which one makes more sense, right?
I feel like the Ooze probably better for now, but I'm afraid that if he has the True Silver Champion or
I think Ooze is better as well. I think I'd play it. I think it's close. The one thing I'm afraid of is Vine Cleaver, but that thing has 4 charges, so. Or 3 or 4 guys. I think 4. Ooze develops more power. True, but you already have 4 on your Mana Worm, so it's not that big a deal. Thought Meteor was Volcano. Nope. Actually good. It's funny how playing Meteor for 2 cards looks like a bad play. Yeah, it's
Let me
it's ridiculous how good this card is. It's like, oh, killing 2 4-drops for my 4 mana card here? I guess.
do that. I feel like he wants. So I don't really want to give him a 5/5. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking if we do, we could Flame Strike, trade in our 6/6 to his 5/5 and swing in 4. Or we could
Perhaps.
bring out the Primordial Drake and just swing face.
I think this is a tough turn. He's also picked a 1 mana card, so we can probably expect a humility. Maybe a secret. I think it's either Bump, Flame Strike, Ping, or Drake and Face. I think I like Drake and Face. And then he
Right.
gets his... then he
Drake
plays
Face?
Steed. Yeah, so we Drake and we go Face. And then he plays Steed on the egg. And then we polymorph the egg.
Mm-hmm.
We probably try to MC tech it first, like the dirty mage we are. And then if that fails, we'll polymorph it. Yeah, I'm pretty certain we're gonna see Stegadon on the 0-1 here. Unless, oh yeah, that's probably a better play. Actually, you can still Stegadon that. Yeah. Sure.
Reporting for duty.
Talk about a shrink turn.
Well, I like the idea of playing the Hogger, then polymorphing it.
The
Then.
problem is that our ooze is dead then, because we can't deal with all the dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though I kind of want to do that, I think it's polymorph the egg and then flamecaller MCT push 4.
Okay. So you would.
I'd polymorph the egg to start off with, and the problem is like the Hog Rider looked nice, but I don't want to lose my 4-1. So I would just play both minions and push 4.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
Don't poly. Why not, Neplos? Trade Hawk Ping. Why?
Reporting for duty.
I think poly was pretty good. You're killing a 5-5, you're killing a 2-6, you're killing a 2-3, and you're pushing phase. Okay, looks like you indeed picked humility.
Right. So I think playing Hog and Bouncer before trading, and then go 5, and then trade the Hog Rider and the 2-2, and then swing.
Interesting.
Or-
I agree. Because poly can get tons of value. So you're telling me that if my 4-mana card kills a 2-6, a 5-5, a 2-3, and deals 4 damage to his face, that's not a lot of value? It's quite a bit.
Would you trade here?
No. Well, so here's the thing, right? If he MC techs us, we're gonna feel really bad. But the thing is, we're gonna flame strike this thing on the return, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we pass. I think we pass.
Think you pass it?
Yep.
Okay.
Consecration. Ugh. This guy, what a god. His draws have been so absolutely insane. It's
This
crazy.
only works on the simple-minded.
So this is a Flame Strike, easy ping, Flame Strike 3
Yep.
face.
Ping flame strike 3 phase. Just gotta like get him to accept his fate. Like trying to have better cards than a mage is like, no, bad paladin, stop. Trying to disrupt the natural food chain here. It's bad. It's like I have a superior class. Stop trying to win. God damn it! He's
Ow.
trying. He's trying, guys. Stop it. Let's just draw Fireball just for the irony here. That'd be amazing. He's like, but I have good cards too. All right, it's 3 charges. There we go. Trying to win against the mage. That'll teach him. That'll teach him. Bam.
Calls it. That was just.
LP fans just sitting there like, this guy's so lucky. This guy's so lucky. It's true, man. Like, I'm just objectively lucky. Just always lucky. Except when I'm not, but we don't talk about that.
Let the games begin.
And his name is John
Hey, Advocate, thanks so much for the full year, man. Good to see you. I like how you typed that there. Sweet, man. Hope everything's going well. So what do you want to keep here?
The Crawler and the Blood Knight.
Yeah, I think we just toss the Blaze Color. Dude, Ungura has been amazing for me, Adokta. I'm just having so much fun. I hope you are as well. Oh, good luck with the brawl. Like, that's later today, right? Alright.
Value.
It happened! Get wrecked! Kabam! Spider Tank's back, baby! And it's dealing 1 damage. Finally, someone gets punished for drafting a pirate. Finally. Oh. All these guys that have just been blatantly drafting pirates and not getting punished for it.
Did you play the Blood Knight after trading?
Yeah, I think the Blood Knight's better. Yep. Loving Hunter? Yeah, Hunter's been good to me as well. Been so good that I'm just not practicing it right now. I think Shaman's really interesting. Like, Volcano is so ridiculous. Like, holy shit. Totem
So
Golem.
If we trade here, I feel like we're making him dagger. And then if we play MC Tech, we have something.
So I would just play MC Tech and hit him in the face. I think if he wants to dagger, that's fine. If he doesn't dagger, that's also fine. Our deck has a Fireball. Our deck has 2 Frostbolts. And rogues in general, I'm very aggressive. Like, I don't want them to have extra health. What's the thing Advocate doing today? Unless I'm wrong, I think it's later today, but it's a sealed tournament, like the sealed brawl.
So he still has
A pedal.
little one damn, yeah. So
Yeah.
if we
So-
play this, I
Mhm.
want to trade.
I agree. I would play it and trade. Now there are reasons to trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
This paladin just did Tortolan Blessed Champion, won the 1 in 5, got lethal. Skill. Alright, let me get the visual back. Oh! Oh, that card, man. That card is not good for Arena. Bad. Shame.
I think playing the
Shame.
ogre would be fine here, right? Because he wasted a destroy a minion. He wasted got rid of the coin.
Oh, it's the definition of risky. It's our play. It's our only play, so we gotta make it. But it's Rogue just loves this, right? They just go like, oh, cool. Let me just sap. Let me just Shadow Strike Dagger. Let me play another Vile Spine. Let me do Envenom Weapon. It's just like just playing a big minion
Still
all day
has
and
the
bored.
one card from the pirate, and he still has one razor thing.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he could go Razor another Vile Spine. But yeah. Oh well. It's our only play. Like, you have to make it. Nice. Didn't have it. Didn't have it feels good, man.
never punished. I see a few things that I would like to do. I don't think Flame Strike is one of them. I feel like we could polymorph the 5/5, frostbolt the 3/4, go 6 face.
So because of his answer,
Good.
I would just play Stormwatcher and hit him in the face. He didn't hit us with anything particular. He doesn't have a second Valspine because he would have gone Razor Fin route Valspine. So I would just get rid of his life total so he can't Envenom Weapon us. Make it a dead draw.
So you wouldn't trade with the 5/5, you just
No,
go straight
I'd go face, yep. Like, sure, it opens up a trade on the Stormwatcher, but we're kind of just killing him
5
here.
damage right here.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just next turn, if he just trades into our Stormwatcher, we could just Blaze Caller's face, go face again. And then he's at the Frostbolt ping the turn after. There it is. He's like, well, shit. Better start to using it. Oh, he's got a sap. Oof. Or eviscerate. Chemist, sure. Alright, fine.
I think I would Flame Strike. But then we lose the Blade's Collar.
Yeah, I know.
5 damage.
It probably is Flame Strike. I just want to take some time here, right? So, if you Blaze Collar to 3 and 4, you lose out on the reach. But in order to trigger Blaze Collar, we need to draw Geyser or one of our Servant of Kalimos. So we can safely say that this is Blaze Collar's last
Oh, we could
turn.
draw 2 of the Tempest.
That's true, 2 of the Tempests as well.
We do have 2 Tempest, 2 Kalimos, and the Geyser, so we do have 5 cards that can trigger it.
Honestly, I would just Blaze Collar to 3 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think having Flame Strike up your sleeve is always a good thing, right?
He probably thinks that we don't have Flame Strike if we do this as well and may go wide.
Yep, yeah, I think it's... Like, obviously we're just feeding him the Blaze Collar, right? But him taking the damage is getting a little risky for him.
Because we could just top deck the Fireball again.
Yeah, or we could just ping his face once and set up the lethal. Yeah, he's trying to set up the 2-turn lethal here.
So would you just Polymorph, Frostbolt Face, ping?
Definitely polymorphing the 6 and 10, yeah. I would just play Wasp and ping his face, and that means if he has healing, then you're not all in. If he doesn't have healing, you're gonna kill him. It's pretty obvious, right? Us pinging face here is basically saying, I have 3 damage, because I could have killed your sheep.
Put this apple on your head.
Bog and ping? Nah, dude. No, always poly. Why would you not poly there? It's just asking for trouble if he has healing, right?
See, I totally want to BM and Flame Strike, but I'm not.
There we go. Good.
Woohoo!
Was a little riskier, but it worked out.
Versus Jaina.
You asked
Another Mage.
Let the games begin.
I think throwing away the Storm Watcher and keeping the other 2.
Yeah, let's just ditch the Stormwatcher. Yep, keep it to 3. Seems good. Guys, if you don't think this deck's gonna go 12 plus, then just vote no, right? Come on now. I put a plus where I want to. It's my stream. Deal with it.
Job's done.
So, Brewmaster.
Yep, play the guy.
Drink with me, friend.
Nothing too crazy here.
Okay. I feel like I want to go face and play the Ooze.
I agree. Face and ooze. He's already a little bit... He's already, like... We've only played 3 cards, right? But we're kind of already profiled as the attacker. He's already profiled himself as a defender. Using his coin here to get the value. We also have the fireball, so... We can just see whether we get there. 2-drop would be nice.
I think I'll ping the 2/1, go face.
Yep, I agree. Feeding him a Sinjin would not be a smart idea.
Yeah.
He doesn't know we don't have 2 damage AoE, so it's up to him to really react. Let's hope that he just takes a trade.
Flame color. That'd be the great draw right now.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think that's stupid on his end. I think I would have greeted it out, but I think it's a reasonable play.
So, I feel like if we play the Sinjin, he'll just ping his guy, trade it in,
Perhaps.
and also have a 3-drop. Or I really don't want to fireball it, but we may have to, or either Frostbolt ping it.
Yeah, I'm gonna acknowledge that Frostbolt ping loses to Hosen, but I'm also gonna acknowledge that we're gonna need this fireball for the long run, so I would Frostbolt and ping it. It's
Frostbolt ping
greedy,
it.
but I think it's correct. Let me just save, please no Hosen. Please no Hosen. How did the 1 HP double ice block game end? He got us in the end. We didn't get there. We got close to stabilizing, but we didn't get there. Come on, baby. Don't hose me.
He would have by now, right?
He's just savoring it. He's like, oh, so good. Oh, how am I gonna emote? What am I gonna do? Right. Wow. That's good for us. So from that play, we can just deduce that his hand is very, very reactive, if that's his best development.
Yeah, I would play Sinjin and ping now.
Yep, Sanjin and Ping, absolutely. Wow. I think that's wrong. I would have just tempoed out the 5-4. Just fuck the synergy. But I don't know his hand.
Well. I like Bog here, but I also like having the elemental synergy going on for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit weird. So if we bog here, next turn we'd have to go shimmering. If we go shimmering, we'd have to fireball this.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we could go Kalimos or place
Well, we could
Caller.
shimmering ping it. Well, no, that would.
Nah, I'll just bring the shimmering. It's no good.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think shimmering fireball's better. Bog's kind of just like walking into anything.
Okay.
Not your best fireball, but I'll take it.
And we don't have to do Blaze Color. I mean, if he doesn't play anything,
Yeah,
very good, we
exactly.
can still
That's
do
why
it.
I like it. We can
So-
continue the elemental chain however we please here.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
but I still think Blaze Color now would probably be the better choice.
Yeah, I agree with Blaze Collar to 4-4.
Flames consume you.
6-6 kill a 4-4. Decent. Oh, I'm noticing you. Gotta go stay. I'm just not acknowledging you. Yeah. Elemental Mage, boys. Very nice. Hey, Mort. Blaze Collar should be a 420. I agree. Super in character. I Nice. Forcing a polymorph on that. Basically have 2 better polymorph targets in our hand. Could even end up doing double arcane explosion here. Nope. Nope, we cannot.
So you played an elemental, probably wanting to set up and playing an elemental.
Not entirely. He just had them on. I'm not saying that he doesn't, right? But I'm saying it's not guaranteed.
I think I want to see what we get with Kalimos first.
I think I'd probably play Stormwatcher here and just ping the 2/2 and kill it.
Gen trade into the 2/2.
I would just hero power, kill the 2/2. Yeah, especially now that we've picked up this geyser, we can make the elemental chain work whenever. Should we not have time for Kalimos next turn? It's not quite as powerful as a mage deck as yours yesterday, Mort, but it'll do the job. It'll do the job. Top deck.
Okay.
Valued. Bam. Okay. I think we go with Servant, right? Yeah.
With
Yeah, I think we get to discover.
We do still have 1, 2 more, 3 more elementals to get Osrock up, or we can do another Tempest.
So this would be a 5 and 10 taunt.
Yes.
I'll take it.
Do the 5/10.
Yeah, if you really want it to be bigger, you could go Flame Geyser. But it's not really achieving anything. So if we Blood Knight, he's killing it with the 2 and the ping. We can't ping next turn. I think I would just ping the 2/5 and pass. It's kind of slow, but we've got taunts on the way. I don't think I want to just give him a 3/3 for no reason.
Okay.
It's definitely a bit greedy and a bit slow.
And it shows that we have Flame Strike, I guess.
Yep, yeah, that might make him a bit paranoid. Which is good. Yeah, the Osric, like, we don't have to play it next turn, right? Just have the option of playing a 5/10 now. 5/15?
I mean, we could if we drew the other Servant.
Oh, yeah, but we've only played Kalimos, right?
Yes, it would be a 5/10.
Okay, cool.
Watch this.
Time runs out on me.
Yeah, it all depends if we pick up an elemental ourselves. Nice, we might get some, ooh. It's going in. Might need to chill for a little bit.
I mean, a 5/10 looks really good.
The thing is that he's kind of started, he's just done something extremely aggressive, right? He's just said like, all right, I'm just going to hit you in the face, which makes me a little bit hesitant of just dropping a minion, because if he polymorphs and hits our face, I'm pretty sure we're going to die to a pyro. So I'd be very careful not to take more damage now.
I mean, I would think about Arcane, then Flame Geysering be would be a 2/2 or the 4/2 then. Right.
That's Flame Geyser, the 2 and 2 that's happening. Yeah. I'll just take it step.
4/2.
Yeah. No, the 4/4, the 4. Yeah. Yeah.
Or yes.
If we were to ping, bump, bump. Yeah, I think you double Arcane here. Yep. And then let's look what the board looks like then. So I have 4 mana.
Still.
I think you just play the
Okay.
Blood Knight and the Flame Elemental. Flame
Blood
Elemental
Knight.
opens up Ozrook, and you just tempo.
Yeah, this still becomes a 5/10, right?
Yeah, still a 5/10. The 1 and 2 should probably be in the middle for Meteor, but it's not a huge
Oh,
deal.
yes.
He would have killed it with the 2 and 2 first, so it wouldn't have mattered too much. But so,
So because he did that, the Meteor, I think that makes this
little
5/10.
safer, yeah.
a little bit safer. He still has the one Discover from Petal, right?
Yeah, Ozrook's fine.
Break yourself upon my body.
But that's basically that Cone of Cold should have lit up like a warning light. It was like, wait, if he cones here, what's he doing? He's doing one of two things, right? He's trying to freeze your board to get an AoE value, or he's trying to just burn you down. Both plays should make you really want to clear his board and not just add on your board.
Okay. I think Flame Strike is just, and then the
Yeah.
Egg Napper was just
Flame Strike, Egg Napper, hit him in the face. Hope he's not setting up for Blaze Caller, but kind of feels like it. I don't think he would have traded for Blaze Caller, would he? Because he would have traded something else. Maybe. He was comfortable playing the 1-drop. Nice. Well, not nice, but not Blaze Caller.
Well, I like playing the Hogger into that, and then just swing 8 face.
Just having a second look, right?
Or trade the
Interesting.
5/5 into a 3/1, play the Drake, swing 5 face.
The other one is 5 into 5, Bog, 4 face. So Hog Rider's pushing 8, 9. Goes to 9. We get these guys left. I think that's fine, yeah. Let's just Hog Rider to 5/5. And then definitely face with our 5/5. Yeah, I think just everything face.
Go 8 face,
Yeah,
ping,
I would ping face. Yeah.
ping face.
He's probably trading and pinging. You like Bog? I was thinking about Bog. I really like the damage that this deals, and then if he ends up trading, we can just get him back with Drake or then just Bog. Are you gonna watch the tournament? Yeah, it depends a little on the time. If it's in 3 hours, yeah, 3 hours I can definitely do.
Another Meteor.
Alright, glad we didn't Bog.
I think you top deck that one, right?
Yeah, he definitely top decked that one. Kinda hope he trades. Be nice. Oh, come on, dude. Say thanks. Oh, too bad. If he's thinking about a play, and it looks like he's doing a favorable play for you, you should always like emote thanks as they're thinking to influence their decision making.
So would you go trade, play a Drake?
Yeah, trade, play a Drake. And then think about whether we ping face or not.
Well, if he's going to trade, he would already just do it. I don't think he will, though. We could, I think we ping here.
I think we ping this guy, yep.
Yeah, that way we can Drake again and...
Yeah, we can Drake. Well, basically you can ping it next turn, right? But then we can ping something else if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to win the value game, so why push? He trades and pings. What do you mean, Neplos?
What doesn't broke you?
Like if you bog there's no guarantee your hog's gonna get that same value, right? Sure.
Oh, yes. Play it. What, emote thanks? Is that what you're saying?
I appreciate that.
Because now we trade this and then play this here. We trade into his Hosen, then play the other Drake.
Probably. Alternatively, we go face for 4, ping the 4-1 and bog. And then he's dead on board. He's got 3 power.
Interesting.
Really depends on how much more time we want to give him.
Oh, okay.
If he has a remove, we can double play. Yeah, I think trade Drake, ping face is fine. I think this is the safer one. Essentially what I'm trying to avoid is him finding a win by going like ping face, deal with your guy, and then pyro your face. So I want to kill him as fast as possible.
Right.
But I think it's hard for him to set up a 2-turn lethal here. Yeah, so this play is much better in case of polymorph.
So we're doing this.
Yep.
Do you play Bog and then Poisonous?
Yeah, I play Bog and the Wasp. Wasp in the middle. That's true, however the board state's better for you. I don't really care about the board state, Neplos. I have the dragon in my hands. I don't want to fry my own Bog. I want to keep this nice and healthy. I want to play the Bog after I've done the dragon. It's the late game, right? You're no longer bound by the rules of a normal mid game. It's a pretty big deal.
Just ping face and pass? Or would you pay the MC tech? And
I think we first play the Murloc on the right hand side. Let's see what happens there. I'll probably just ping the Mana Worm. Yeah.
pass it.
And pass, yep. Basically, I want to make it so that if he finds removal, he's not inclined to hit us in the face.
Well, swing with the 2-3 here first,
You win.
or he just
Getting some value. Wow, nearly 4
Yeah,
hours.
Total value.
Yeah.
Total value.
Yeah.
Let the games begin.
I think getting rid of the bouncer.
Thinking about it. Against a rogue, it might just be better to keep all.
Keep all.
I think we ditch the bouncer. Yeah. I think we try to find a 3-drop. It's pretty greedy there. It's a rogue. Rogue too dangerous.
Oh my goodness.
All in all, not a terrible card to have in your hand, because... Okay, that one is. the Drake's something you're gonna need. Yeah. 2 of them's not great. Dig hole. Dig hole. Yep.
Play the
Messed it
Tempest.
up. Fortunately, we drew another Frostball.
I'm actually happy to have both Frostbolts right now.
I'm not. He's gonna dagger and
No?
we're gonna pass next turn. We need a 3 here. We need like a glyph out of this or mirror entity, something to play. I mean, it's good. Ah, there we go. There we go. What a god.
Thank you, Dad.
Bam.
Thank you, deck.
That's amazing. That's the difference between premium position in the game and behind by quite a bit.
That's the difference between skill and luck.
Yeah, like the scrubs here, they draw Sen'jin 1 turn too early. Classic mistake, drawing the 4 mana card on turn 3. The real pros, they get the Sen'jin on 4. All according to plan, yep. All according to the plan, guys.
Right.
Step 1, keep the removal. Step 2, draw the fatties. Step 3, top deck every turn. Let's go. And then you got him! And that's how you go 12, guys. Step 3 is the most important one of all. Oh wow, we're getting Valspine?
Here comes a
Cool.
5.
He's going.
Oh my goodness.
Bam!
Bad.
Or Oswald Pink. Nothing else
Yep.
to do. Get out of here. Get out of here. Can you describe which and how to
Really
draft
wanted
the
that
best?
fourth to be gone.
Say again?
Really want-
What did you say, Pensky?
I said he really wanted that the ooze gone. He wasted.
I
2
think it
cards.
was more a matter of it's either this or dagger. So I think that's what he went with.
I think we just ping it, right?
Normally I'd agree with you, but if we just ping it, next turn becomes awkward as well. It's just that we have 6 into 7, so I bolted and just ping his face and just say good job.
Hold
sir."
it.
Yeah. I want to be able to play a 6 next turn. But yeah, good arc traps now. What you're seeing now, Mage, make sure you draft enough early game and enough greed. Hold back a little bit on the mid game, hold back a little bit on the AoE. I think early game and greed is more important.
I think ogres right now.
Let's play the ogre. Kind of like we're just giving it to him. It's probably gonna have something. Rogue is basically what you're seeing out of him. Good early game, and then Valspines and then Venoms to deal with bigger guys. In general, I'd try to stay away from too many fatties. Try to get oh, another. Oh. Okay, sure. Oh my god. Value. Definition of value right there.
Flame strike off the top. Yes.
See, guys? It's all good. Alright. I think we go with a tactical. Ah, hello there.
Yes.
Alright, let's go.
I know I didn't ask you. I was just going to flame
It's
strike.
fine.
So.
Nah, I meant more like we can go with the emote, right? Like, ah, hello there. I think Medivh's is like really tilting when you like top it. Alright. What a draw! The plays!
So it is a 4/7.
That is a 4/7. It's true.
I feel like I want to play. I don't know if he's want to have taunts. Kind of want to play an elemental to get this off, but at the same time,
I think this is a case where you've got too many high cost cards in your hands to not play one. I would just play the Bog.
you could just play the bog.
Yeah, I just want to slow the game down now. We have a lot more value than him. So if we can just slow the game down, that'd be great. Next turn his board will be cleared as well. Yes, but we would have taken like, what, 10 damage? So Flame Strike there is a difference between being very comfortable or him still having a very good chance at burning you down. So it's really not so much about clearing his board that turn. It's just about not taking a huge amount of damage. Is that like eviscerate face into Valspine? I think it might be. What else do you point at our face first here? Logo? No Valspine. Come on, bro. Come on. Okay, sure. This Valspine would have been disgusting. And then Cold Blood and go. I love it. Let's go, baby.
Man.
He really identifies as win con here. Yeah, just imagine if that entire board connected. Would be pretty good.
So you just right here, boom. Drake.
I mean, it's for 12. Let's take a moment. 99% of the time we're draking, but let's just see if there's any we're missing here. Yep, Drake looks good. Let's get him. I mean, if you know, if that's literally your only call this turn, may as well take a moment, right?
Yeah. I mean, I could, depending on what we got off fire points or Firelance Portal. So
yeah, I think just not taking that damage is priority number one.
Oh yes. Feel like we play the Tempest. I think we ping and then play the Hog Rider.
Well, let's Tempest, ping for sure. Yeah, let's Hog Rider. For some reason I thought we didn't have another. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, we could do double threes.
Nah. Oh, 5. It's much easier to combine. Yeah, the Archmage definitely put some damage in there. Sure.
So I feel like we're going to play the Kalimo.
Yep, Kalimos for sure.
We're going to do 3 for 3?
Yeah, I like the Osric. More taunt, more better right now.
Then I like playing the Flame Caller and then pinging this.
Yep, let's do it.
And
I know
this
Blood Knight
here
that
is still
turn.
a
Blood Knight
5-2.
over Watt's turret. Yeah, Osric, he's ready, man. He's ready to taunt. Break yourselves in my body. Oh my god, he's gonna be sad. he's gonna be very sad. We'll see if we draw an elemental. We might postpone it then because we could just portal. Yeah, it's kind of an elemental.
So we could do 7. So we could Firelance Portal, Geyser play the 1-drop,
Then Osric next turn.
and then Ozarek next turn.
Let's portal the 3/4 and go from there. Yeah, I like the Geyser play the 1, sets up the Osric that way. He's gonna know what's up, right? There's no way you do this over
Gives that. Oh my! This is my first 12 win.
Sweet, dude. Congrats. Congratulations, yes, boys. Taking home some coins. Yeah. Let's open them up.
So much gold. Love it.
Yeah, double pack, some good gold.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect reward.
Let's see what we get in here.
Yeah, Mage has been going pretty well. I think that's 3 out of 4 Mage drafts that have gone 12.
Wow.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I guess we can determine that Mage is still a pretty good class, guys.
So we get 2 rares in this one.
Sweet. Some
Nothing
good
too
value. Take it. Alright, Pensman. I'll catch you next time, man.
Oh,
Much,
definitely.
had a
Thank
good
you very
time.
much. I greatly appreciate it.